L-O-Z. It's L-O-Z.
Kahaan.
It's L-O-Z. It's L-O-Z.
The water, Abba. The water, Abba. The water, Abba.
I'm going home to Zion. My home is Jerusalem. I'm going home to Zion. My home is Jerusalem.
We going through hell in this concrete jungle. If you want me to slip, then be ready to rumble. Edom is the end of the world, he ain't clean. The grass is greener on the other side, you know what I mean. You gotta praise Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. We Israelites, all praises to the Most High. Keep them laws and the commandments, you might be qualified. 100,000, 44,000 gon' make it on that ride to the kingdom. That's what we all live for. It must be in your mental, flow through your temple. Even though we sin, y'all still took us in though. Y'all's chosen people, the heathens not equal. Esau's evil, enslaved all our people through mass genocide, pagan tradition, religion. I'm irritated, ready for his annihilation. So patience, a Mashiach to come for the awakening.
I'm going home to Zion. My home is Jerusalem. I'm going home to Zion. My home is Jerusalem. The city of David, the land of Canaan, milk and honey, gold and riches. We fled in 70 AD, ain't been back since. Them cargo slave ships brought us to this foreign land where we scrap for scraps. And if you talking about mine, then that scrap pop back and them seats go back when the cops go past. Cause we selling everything out the back of the Jag. And if we selling it, you know that we smoking the gas, counting the cash, tapping the ass. Life goes fast when you living in this concrete jungle. Counting the cash, tap on the ass, you dying your sins in this concrete jungle. I'm going home to Zion. My home is Jerusalem. I'm going home to Zion. My home is Jerusalem.
I'm like the gravy on the grits, I'm like the slips up on the butter. Say something slick, man, we have to cut ya. Cut you with these scriptures, what's the beginning of knowledge? Hold your head, keep it strong, fear the Lord, keep it solid. I'm a Hebrew in the blood, this ain't ending by no flood. It's by fire, this is a spoiled people, not desire. Flipping through Obadiah, these Edomites born a liar. When I preach and I prophesy, I'm prayed up like Elijah.
I'm going home to Zion. My home is Jerusalem. I'm going home to Zion. My home is Jerusalem.
Welcome to the smooth sounds of WLOZ music. We got another smash hit coming to ya. Hebrew Love.
This is the Hebrew loving. This is the Hebrew loving. This is the Hebrew loving.
magical. Make you break your clavicle and have unimaginable. Ain't no woman bad as you, in fact, this illogical. Anatomical, love you to your follicle. And every biological feature with the chronicle. All praise to you, how are you beautiful? Flower, straight down to the cuticle. This love is new to you, this love is new to me. Righteously loving you, righteously loving me. All praises to you, how are you?
This is that Hebrew loving. Ooh, 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 ooh. This is that Hebrew loving. Hey, yeah, it is that Hebrew loving. Ooh, 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 ooh. This is that Hebrew loving. Hey, yeah. I'm not the average woman. I take it to my knees and pray to the Most High in all things I do, and I'm here for you. I'm way above the vanity. I'm about the nation, staying on reality of what we're going through. But I still need you to take care of me and be there for me, never leaving me, always teaching me I love you. And I am one with you.
I said I don't want it if she ain't from the 12 tribes. I will lay down my life to protect and provide. It's just us against the world. You my ride or die. You a virtuous woman that saith the Most High Salah. Listen, baby, who taught you how to hate yourself? Got you walking around like you ain't yourself, like you ain't got these other women getting body enhancements. Now they try to make you jealous, girl. I don't understand it. Like, look at you, baby, all black and comely, like the Most High took my rib out and cloned me. You a reflection of me. Now let me get that 1 Corinthians 7:3.
Hebrew loving. Ooh, 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 ooh. This is that Hebrew loving. Hey, yeah. This is that Hebrew loving. Ooh, 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 ooh. This is that Hebrew loving. Hey, yeah. It is that Hebrew loving. Ooh, 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 ooh. This is that Hebrew loving. Hey, yeah.
That was another smash hit coming from the light of Zion and giving a due benevolence on a quiet hurricane. This is your host, Sam Shawan on WLOZ.
You hear this? Read that again. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through. What that mean? Thrust through. What that mean, brother? You all know? Read it again. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through. A sword is going inside of him. You hear that? A sword, period. And everyone that is joined unto them. Everyone that is joined unto them. You want to hold hands on camera?
Blah, blah, yeah, blah, blah, yeah. Yeah, I got the chain with the whip. I'm just sticking to the script. Yeah, 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 yeah. Talking about it, y'all not talking crazy. What you talking about?
He said, holy in me. What's holy mean? Holy means separate. Read on. For I, the Most High, am holy. For I, the Most High, is separate. You so goddamn smart, you ain't got nothing to say now. What the hell does separate mean? What does separate mean? Well, listen now.
What you talking about? He from the south, you talk to cheap like a Roman noodle. All you talk about is what about the white man? I think you like a Roman noodle. How you pro-black but love some white girls? Don't you know what they did to us? They gave us perms, made you hate yourself, made you pro-abortion, made you feminist. Nah, boo-boo, don't let these people fool you. Called out their bamboozle, don't you know that you Hebrew? Kwam Yasharala, for these Edomites, I got a whipping chain with the collar. raising us some prophets from the ghettos and the slums. Talking about they got the machetes, knives, and guns. Throwing bottles at the prophets, better think the outer one. If you throw something again, you gon' look like me pun. I tell you, you a God, you a king, that we deserve the gold in the earth and everything. But now you try to tell me that we really preaching hate. But where was all this love when our fathers getting raped? Rape the mothers and our daughters and our sisters. Stockholm syndrome at its best, you stuck within the system. Yeah, how is my power in the Father in the heavens? You got a Smith & Wesson, but we got 1611. Yeah, I ain't never scared, never scared, never scared, never scared, never scared, never scared. If I ever see Borgia, I'ma smack him. If I ever see white Jesus, I'ma clap him. If my brothers go to war, I'ma back them. If I ever see my brothers, I'ma dap them. Yeah, hit the sun in my bones get stronger. You hit the sun in your body get weak. All that sunscreen, you try to tell me I'm 3/5 of a human being. What the hell is you talking about? I heard your people come from caves. Edom is a wild animal, and I heard your people won't be slaves. Yeah. How you gonna try to tell me I'm racist, man? How you tell me I'm racist, right? But you hung my people from trees, right? You hung my people from trees, you drug them from trucks, you cut babies out of the womb of the mothers, right? But I'm the one that's in the wrong, right?
I said, is there a term Jewish in the Torah? Huh?
Solomon's book.
And it says Jewish?
It says Jewish.
Somebody give this man a Bible. Somebody give this man a Bible.
Sir, I would like to point out that I'm a rabbi, so I just thought I would know this. I'm a rabbi.
He's a rabbi.
I'm a rabbi.
Come closer, Rabbi.
You hear this? Read that again. Every word that is found shall be thrust through. What that mean? Thrust through. What that mean, brother? Y'all know? Read it again. Every word that is found shall be thrust through. A sword is going inside of him. You hear that? A sword, period. And every one that is joined unto them, everyone that is joined unto them, you want to hold hands on camera?
Blah, blah, yeah. I got the chain with the whip. I'm just sticking to the script. Talking about, y'all not talking crazy. What you talking about?
He said, what's holy mean? Holy means separate. Read on. For I, the Most High, am holy. For I, the Most High, is separate. You so goddamn smart, you ain't got nothing to say now. What the hell does separate mean? What does separate mean?
Don't you know that you Hebrew? Call me Asherallah. For these Edomites, I got a whip and chain with the collar. Raising us some prophets from the ghettos and the slums. Talking about they got the machetes, knives, and guns. Throwing bottles at the prophets, better think the outer one. If you throw something again, you gon' look like me pun. I tell you, you a God, you a king, that we deserve the gold in the earth and everything. But now you try to tell me that we really preaching hate. But where was all this love when our fathers getting raped? Rape the mothers and our daughters and our sisters. Stockholm syndrome at its best, you stuck within the system. Yeah, how is my power in the Father in the heavens? You got a Smith & Wesson, but we got 1611. Yeah, I ain't never scared, never scared, never scared, never scared, never scared, never scared. If I ever see Borgia, I'ma smack him. If I ever see white Jesus, I'ma clap him. If my brothers go to war, I'ma back them. If I ever see my brothers, I'ma dap them. Yeah, hit the sun in my bones get stronger. You hit the sun in your body get weak. All that sunscreen, you try to tell me I'm 3/5 of a human being. What the hell is you talking about? I heard your people come from caves. Edom is a wild animal, and I heard your people won't be slaves. Yeah. How you gonna try to tell me I'm racist, man? How you tell me I'm racist, right? But you hung my people from trees, right? You hung my people from trees, you drug them from trucks, you cut babies out of the womb of the mothers, right? But I'm the one that's in the wrong, right?
I said, is there a term Jewish in the Torah? Huh?
Solomon's book.
And it says Jewish?
It says Jewish.
Somebody give this man a Bible. Somebody give this man a Bible.
Sure. I would like to point out that I'm a rabbi, so I feel like I would know this.
You feel?
I'm a rabbi.
You're a rabbi.
I'm a rabbi.
Okay. Come closer, Rabbi.
They want a piece of the pie, they want a piece of the pie, but won't do what's right to say they like. They want a piece of the pie, they want a piece of the pie. I can't lie, that pie sweet, you gotta give it a try. They want the kingdom of heaven, but won't keep commandments. They want the kingdom of heaven, but don't know how to get it. They want a piece of the pie, they want a piece of the pie, but won't do what's right to say they like. They want a piece of the pie because they know it's sweet. Even though I serve them, they don't notice me. Not for gratification, for your fulfillment. The kingdom is yours, Israel just seek. Take heed, believe, believe. Yahweh Shai King, Jerusalem bleed. Polluted by the Gentiles, the wicked one, snake, Lucifer, bloody red, red face, red carpet, everything stays. The truth vague, cause the saints locked away. Damn it, you don't get it. Keep commandments, keep living. It's that simple, but everything complicated. Relationship status, sin do damage like shipwreck. Throw them out the deck, that's a spade check. What you got left? A bunch of Jews on the street corner. Salvation at your fingertips, but don't lick your fingers yet. He endures to the end, shall taste this. Drink of his blood at the table when I break bread. Let the dogs eat the crumbs, everybody fed. You ain't down with the Christ, everybody dead. Keep commandments, the whole duty of man. Drink his blood at the table when I break bread. Let the dogs eat the crumbs, everybody fed. You ain't down with the Christ, everybody dead.
What's the deal? Hey man, y'all had that pie yet? Man, that pie mixed with milk and honey. Do you know how that tastes? Don't you know if you just eat the whole pie, how it's gonna be in your tummy?
They want a piece of the pie, they want a piece of the pie, but won't do what's right to say they like. They want a piece of the pie, they want a piece of the pie. I can't lie, that pie sweet, you gotta give it a try. They want the kingdom of heaven, but won't keep commandments. They want the kingdom of heaven, but don't know how to get it. They want a piece of the pie, they want a piece of the pie, but won't do what's right to say they like. The Most High watches the realms from the third heaven. In the vision of the night, I seen the Son of Man sitting by his side, clothed in linen with a girdle, having 7 horns, 7 eyes, the 7 candlesticks. The Spirit of the Most High in the midst of them. The Spirit of knowledge and understanding. The Spirit of wisdom, the Spirit of counsel and might. The feel of Yah on my mind. Yahweh my flesh, Yahweh my bone. He's part of me, my therapy, my remedy. A better me, a better life. I choose to separate from these parasites, cause I ate that pie. Yeah, I ate that pie. Yeah.
Do you smell what the Most High is cooking? Man, it's that pie. Everybody want to try to get a piece, but you ain't willing to do what you got to do to get a piece. I got my pie. I hope you got your pie. But at the end, when you taste that pie, boy, it's going to be sweet. Let's go ahead and get it. Aksyon, raise them up.
They want a piece of the pie, they want a piece of the pie, but won't do what's right to say they like. They want a piece of the pie, they want a piece of the pie. I can't lie, that pie sweet, you gotta give it a try. They want the kingdom of heaven, but won't keep commandments. They want the kingdom of heaven, but don't know how to get it. They want a piece of the pie.
Rabbi means master, master teacher. Okay? Master, where you from, by the way? Israel. You're from Israel. Okay. Where? Your name is Moshe. You're saying you're Moses, right? Now, what color was Moses according to the Bible?
That's right. Well, he was of Arab descent, so you're about brown.
Did not Moses pass for an Egyptian?
When you look at it,
did not Moses pass for an Egyptian?
When you look at it,
yes or no?
Yes, sir. So yes or no question?
Kind of passed.
He kind of passed. And you said you're a rabbi? Give me Exodus 4:6. Okay, give me Exodus 4:6.
Now, are you looking at the Christian?
Where's your, huh? No, we're in the Torah, okay? Give me Exodus 4:6. What you holding? Right there.
It's the book of Romans, chapter 1, verse 22. Come on. Professing themselves.
Do what?
Professing themselves.
If you came for, you said you're a rabbi, you're a master teacher. Come on.
To be wise.
To be what?
To be wise.
To be who?
to be wise.
You're saying that you're wise. Come on.
They became fools.
They became who?
They became fools.
You're stand before the true prophets of the Most High God.
Right.
The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You're going to find it out. Before you leave today, you're going to find that out. Okay, read.
Welcome to the Passover. Welcome to the Passover. We praise Yahweh when them death angels passed over us. Yasharallah, we going home, it's almost over. It's almost over. I said it's almost over. We praise Yahweh when them death angels passed over us. Yasharallah, we going home, it's almost over. Welcome to the Passover. We praised Yahweh when them death angels passed over us. It came to pass when the Lord smited all Egyptians, killed all their firstborn, the recompense for our afflictions. He told Pharaoh, let my people go. But Pharaoh hardened up his heart even more. When them plagues came, they pleaded it with Moses. The Egyptians almost starved when he hit them with them locusts. Yeah, in the blood, in the flies, in the lights, in the frogs, in the hell, in the darkness, 3 nights. All praises to Yahweh. 10 plagues he put on Egypt just to show his power. Yeah. Exodus 12 and 23. The Passover will forever be a memory. The day we was redeemed out of captivity. The day we was redeemed out of captivity. I love to tell my kids this story while we celebrate this day and give Yahweh all the glory. Closely examine the book and take heed to every word of why we eat the lamb, unleavened bread and bitter herb. Welcome to the Passover. Welcome to the Passover. We praise Yahweh when them death angels passed over us. Yasharallah, we going home, it's almost over.
Yasharallah, all praises to Yahuwah Mashiach Yahushai. Truly his mercy endures forever. We are your servants from the Light of Zion. The Light of Zion is an Israelite congregation which is located on 2937 West Broward Boulevard. We are your servants. Welcome to our radio show. As you already know, the name of this radio show, Life or Death, La Vie ou la Mort. Bienvenue dans l'émission ça. Émission ça relève La Vie ou la Mort. Nous faisons partie de The Light of Zion, qui est une congrégation israélite qui est localisée dans 2937 West Broward Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Zip code là c'est 33312. Nous là pour nous servir. We are your servants. Give me the book of Colossians chapter 3 verse 17.
The book of Colossians chapter 3 verse 17. And whatsoever you do in word or deed.
So God, who is a black man, commits us to do everything, read, and say everything, read.
Do all in the name of the other one, Yahushai.
We are to do it in the name of Hamashiach Yahushai, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Read.
Giving thanks to the Most High and the Father by him.
While we are giving thanks to God, who is also a so-called black man. As you already know, the name of this radio show is Life or Death, La Vie ou la Mort. Let's see where we get this name. Bow 4 verse 4. 4 verse 1. We are here to wake our people up wherever they are by all the lawful and legal means necessary. We are your servants. We are here for our people, the 12 tribes of Israel, so-called blacks, descendants of the male slaves, so-called Hispanics, descendants of the male Indians, real Native Americans, and real Seminole Indians. We are the real Jews. We are the people of God. Read.
The book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of the Most High.
This Bible is about commandments that we, as Israelites, should abide by. Read.
And the law that endureth forever.
So God gives us laws to keep. And these laws, they are there forever. God never gave us religion. We got religion on the slave plantation. Read.
All they that keep it shall come to life.
So when we keep God's laws, we will have life. Read.
But such as leave it shall die.
When we choose to leave, all the curses of the book of Deuteronomy 28 will cleave unto us. We are the real Jews. There is a reason why we are suffering. We are suffering because we refuse to keep God's laws. Give me the book of Deuteronomy chapter 20. Exodus 20 and verse 1. The name of this radio show is Life or Death. La vie ou la mort. C'est non émission ça. We are here to teach our people the laws of God. Read.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 1. And the Most High spake all these words, saying,
Read.
I am the Most High thy power.
So God is our power. Read.
Which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
So the Most High took us out of Egypt. He made a way for us through the Red Sea to deliver us from the Egyptians. Read.
Thou shalt have no other powers before me.
What does he say?
Thou shalt have no other powers before me.
What does God say, brother?
Thou shalt have other powers before me.
I should love my car more than God.
Thou shalt have no other powers before me.
I should love my house more than God.
Thou shalt have no other powers before me.
God says we are not to have no other. We are not to have other God but Him. Now ask yourself: are you really serving the Most High? Or are you a servant of your house? Because many of you love your house more than the Most High. Many of you love your car more than the Most High. Read.
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them.
God says the graven images, the cross, the Kaaba stone, God says we are not to bow down to them. Read.
Nor serve them. For I, the Most High, thy power, am a jealous power.
The Most High told us from the get-go that He is jealous. He loves us and only us. We are to serve Him and only Him. Read.
Visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children.
Upon the children, read.
Unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me.
That's why oftentimes you see, granddaddy was a crackhead, daddy was a crackhead, and little day, his children, men, they all become crackheads too. This is what happens when we choose to serve other gods. The curses, they trickle down. They have a domino effect on us. Now, let's go to the book of Deuteronomy chapter 5 verse 1. The word Deuteronomy, the book Deuteronomy means second law or second introduction of the law. Let's see what God says again in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 5 verse 1. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 5 verse 1. And Moses called all Israel and said unto them,
what did he say to them?
Hear, O Israel, the statutes and judgments which I speak in your ears this day, that ye may learn them.
So the commandments, we have to learn them. Read.
And keep, and
we have to keep them. Read.
And do them.
We have to remember them and put them into application. So when our brothers in the church say that they are lying to you, read verse 1 again.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 5 verse 1. And Moses called all Israel and said unto them, Hear, O Israel, the statutes and judgments which I speak in your ears this day.
Read.
That ye may learn them.
We have to learn the commandments.
And keep.
We have to keep them. Read.
And do them.
And we have to do them. Put them into application. Why? Read.
The Most High, our power, made a covenant with us in Horeb. That made not this covenant with our fathers, but with us, even us, who are all of us here alive this day. The Most High talked with you face to face in the mount, out of the midst of the fire. I stood between the Most High and you at that time.
So now, hence the title of the show, Blackistan, or Israelite stand. Now you say you are in the truth. Do you take a stand for the Most High? Give me the meaning of Blackistan in the Urban Dictionary.
You have it on your phone?
Get the meaning from Blackistan.
Blackistan.
Go back. Go back. No, this one. Yeah, read it.
You want me to read it or?
Yeah, read it. I mean, read it.
Top definition, Blackistan. Every city in sub-Saharan Africa, every city in the Caribbean, every city in Brazil, most cities in the U.S., in particularly Detroit, Philadelphia, formerly Los Angeles, but no longer mainly due to Mexicans, New Orleans, pronounced Nolines, Dallas, most of Brooklyn and the Bronx, St. Louis, Washington, D.C., Oakland, Gary, and Camden.
Now, Blackistan is a term that they mainly use for black folks. All these cities are cities where mainly our people are. It denotes that wherever we are, we tend to do foolish stuff. Jeremiah 4:22. Now, whenever you hear the term Blackistan, see all the garbage that we do, such as killing one another over over a corner to sell drugs, baby mama syndrome, baby daddy syndrome, teenage pregnancy, smoking all type of spliffs. All this is part of Blackistan. Let's see what God says. Jeremiah 4:22. Also putting rims, putting $1,000 rims on a car which is worth only $500. This is one thing that we do in Blackistan. Even know how to manage money. Today we are going to see some things in Blackistan, but the main thing we are going to take aim to is idols. We are serving idols, meaning that we don't serve God, and also we are irresponsible with money. These are the two main points we are going to touch on today. We are irresponsible we don't want to serve God, and we are irresponsible with money. Read it from the top.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 4, verse 22. For my people is foolish.
Now let's see, who is God's people? Who is God's people? We are the people of God. Psalm 72 verse 18. We choose not to serve God. Because we choose not to serve Him, that's why we are suffering. Let's see who He is the God of. Read.
The book of Psalms, chapter 72, verse 18.
Yep.
Blessed be the Most High Power, the power of Israel.
Who?
The power of Israel.
So God is only our God. God doesn't know the other nations. He knows us and only us. Amos 3 verse 1. We are foolish. Many of us, we don't even know how to manage money. We are serving other gods and we don't even know how to manage money. Read. We must come back to God's laws. We ought to come back to the laws of God. These laws are there forever. Read.
The book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 1. Hear this word that the Most High has spoken against you, O children of Israel.
Who?
O children of Israel.
We are the children of God. Read.
against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, You only,
what does God say?
You only have I known of all the families of the earth.
Read.
Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities.
So the Most High is punishing us for all our iniquities. God is punishing us for all our iniquities. What another word for iniquity is sin. What is sin? 1 John 3 verse 4. When we don't want to keep God's laws, we must expect God to punish us. Today we are going to view two things in Blackistan and Israelitistan. Blackistan today is not keeping God's laws and being irresponsible with money. Today we are going to, for Israelitistan, we are going to stand against us wasting money and coming back to God's laws. If you are in Blackistan, that means you are one that condone black dysfunction. You condone the wasting of money. But once you take an Israelite stand, you will be against our people serving idols, our people not keeping God's laws. You will be against all the nonsense that we have been doing. Read.
The book of 1 John chapter 3 verse 4.
Read.
Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law.
Why?
For sin is the transgression of the law.
When we don't want to keep God's laws, we are in sin. Sin is nothing but going against God's laws. Lamentations 2:14. These laws, they are there to keep us safe. These laws are there forever. We must keep them. Read.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 2, verse 14.
Read.
Thy prophets have seen vain and foolish things for thee.
The prophets mean that the pastors, the deacons, all the evangelists that we have in the church, they have been seeing foolish things for us. Read.
And they have not discovered thy iniquity, to turn away thy captivity, but have seen for thee false burdens and causes of banishment.
We must come back to the laws of God. I'll give you the book of 1 Kings. Let's see one brother who stood up for God, who refused to go with Blackistan, but stood for the Most High. 1 Kings chapter 18 verse 1. Let's see what Elijah did. We have to understand, as Israelites, we must take a stand. We must take a stand against Blackistan. In Blackistan, what do? We praise baby daddies. We praise whoremongers. We praise whores. This is what we do in Blackistan. We praise drug dealers. We praise the foolish rap music. We praise WAP by Cardi B and The Stallion. But once you take a stand against Blackistan, you become a law-abiding Israelite. You stop eating pork. You stop eating shrimp. You stop making whores out of your brothers and sisters. Read. Let's see what Elijah did. Read.
Which verse?
No, 1 Kings chapter 18 verse 1.
The book of 1 Kings chapter 18 verse 1. And it came to pass after many days that the word of the Most High came to Elijah in the 3rd year, saying, Go, show thyself unto Ahab.
So Ahab was a wicked king. The Most High told him to go and face that wicked brother. Read.
And I will send rain upon the earth. And Elijah went to show himself unto Ahab.
Yep.
And there was a sore famine in Samaria.
There was a famine. The Most High sent a famine. The Most High sent a famine. Read.
And Ahab called Obadiah, which was the governor of his house. Now Obadiah feared the Most High greatly.
So this brother, even though he was in the king's palace, he had fear for God. That's why, brothers and sisters, if there is a brother in the White House, there is no need to call him a coon. We must be smarter than that. Once you are in the truth, you come from a low level to a higher level. A low level of understanding to a higher level of understanding. Read.
And Elijah went to show himself unto Ahab. And there was a sore famine in Samaria. And Ahab called Obadiah, which was the governor of his house. Now Obadiah feared the Most High greatly, for it was so. When Jezebel cut off the prophets of the Most High, that Obadiah took 100 prophets and hid them by 50 in a cave, and fed them with bread and water. And Ahab said unto Obadiah,
so this brother, he hid the prophets of the Most High to prevent them from being killed by Ahab. Read.
And Ahab said unto Obadiah, Go into the land, unto all fountains of water, and unto all brooks, peradventure we may find grass to save the horses and mules alive, that we lose not all the beasts. So they divided the land between them to pass through it. Ahab went one way by himself, and Obadiah went another way by himself. And as Obadiah was in the way, behold, Elijah met him, and he knew him, and fell on his face, and said, Art thou that my outer one, Elijah? And he answered him, I am. Go tell thy outer one, behold, Elijah is here.
See, when you are a prophet of the Most High, you take a stand. At the light of Zion, we take a stand. Watch the videos. When we go into the neighborhood, we told the drug dealers to stop selling drugs. Why do we do that? Why do we do that? Why do we go into the hood to tell our sisters to stop being prostitutes? Why do we do that? Well, hold that. Give me the book of Isaiah 62 verse 6. We want our people to come back to God's laws. Because in Blackistan, God's laws are not there. In Blackistan, our people, they don't want to hear God's words. They don't want to hear the laws of God. Isaiah 62 verse 6.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 62, verse 6. I have set watchmen upon thy walls.
Read.
O Jerusalem.
We are the watchmen. In the light of Zion, we are the watchmen. And other brothers that are in the streets teaching our people, we are the watchmen. We are the ones that God sent to teach the gospel to our people. Read.
Upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, we shall never hold their peace day nor night.
We are not going to be silent. If we have to use YouTube, we will do it. If we have to go in the streets, we will do it. And we are doing it. That's why we always ask you to do your part. Don't be a spectator. Be an actor. Now is the time to wake our people up. Now is not the time to be complacent by just sitting down, being a keyboard light. Many of you are on the keyboard.
Hebrew Israelite.
You are a Hebrew Israelite. No, this is nonsense. With our precepts, while you are inside your room with your AC on. No, brother. The fight is in the streets right now, where our people are smoking dope. Elijah stood up and went before the king. He took a stand. Now, what are you going to do? Are you going to stay in Blackistan? Or are you going to take an Israelite stand? Now the ball is in your court. Read. Because we have to take a stand for the Most High. Brothers are killing one another. Brothers are on child support. Brothers are impregnating sisters from Palm Beach all the way to Miami. We have to take a stand against these things. We have to do that. Read.
Ye that make mention of the Most High, keep not silent.
Yep.
And give him no rest till he establish.
That's why we are everywhere. We are everywhere, wherever we can be, teaching our people, giving them no rest. Read.
Till he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth.
Until our people come back to God's laws. Go back to 1 Kings. This is not a game. This is not a game. Teaching the word of God in the streets is not a game. Go back to 1 Kings 18.
The book of 1 Kings, chapter 18, verse 1. And he said, What have I sinned, that thou wouldest deliver thy servant into the hand of Ahab to slay me? As the Most High thy power liveth, there is no nation or kingdom, whether my outer one hath not sent to seek thee.
Go to verse 19.
Verse 19. Now therefore send and gather to me all Israel unto Mount Carmel, and the prophets of Baal 450, and the prophets of the groves 400, which eat at Jezebel's table. So Ahab sent unto all the children of Israel, and gathered the prophets together unto Mount Carmel. And Elijah came unto all the people.
There was a contest. The prophets of Baal against Elijah. Elijah had the Most High with him. But the other prophets, they had idols. Psalm 96 verse 5. We are the prophets of the Most High. Our aim is to teach the gospel wherever for our people to wake up. Read.
The book of Psalms, chapter 96, verse 5. For all the powers of the nations are idols.
The God of the other nations are idols. Krishna, ou même haïtien qui n'a pas vaudou, bon vieux loi yo, bon vieux Fatra yo, des pour faire ça c'est caille telle loi, bon Fatra ça yo, pas ça Fatra yo. Parce que si yo pas de Fatra, yo t'a délivré Haïti déjà. All these idols that you are serving, they are fake gods. They are not the true power. Read.
For all the gods of the nations are idols, but the Most High made the heavens.
So the Most High is the creator of heaven and earth. Go back to 1 Kings. We must come back to the laws of God. Leave our idols. Come back to the laws. Read.
Verse 20. So Ahab sent unto all the children of Israel, and gathered the prophets together unto Mount Carmel. And Elijah came unto all the people, and said, How long have ye between two opinions? If the Most High be power, follow him. But if Baal, then follow him.
So if Baal is the power, follow him. And if the Most High is the power, follow. Then do the opposite. Follow the Most High or the idols that you have been following. Read.
Then said Elijah unto the people, even I only remain a prophet of the Most High. But Baal's prophets are 450 men.
They were 450 against one. Read.
Let them therefore give us 2 bullocks, and let them choose 1 bullock for themselves, and cut it in pieces, and lay it on the wood, and put no fire under, and I will dress the other bullock, and lay it on wood.
It was a contest to see which power will consume the bullocks. Let's see who did that. Read.
And put no fire under, and call ye on the name of your powers. And I will call on the name of the Most High.
Read.
And the power that answereth by fire, let him be power.
Read.
And all the people answered and said, It is well spoken. And Elijah said unto the prophets of Baal, Choose you 1 bullock for yourselves, and dress it first.
So you are going to see. We are going to see which power will be able to consume, which God will be able to consume those bullocks. Read.
For ye are many, and call on the name of your gods, but put no fire under. And they took the bullock, which was it, and called the name of Baal from morning even unto noon, saying, O Baal, hear us. But there was no voice, nor any that answered. And they leaped upon the altar which was made. And it came to pass at noon that Elijah mocked them and said, Cry aloud, for he is power.
So when you know that your power is behind you, you stand manfully. That's why you see us very aggressive in the streets. Because we know that God is behind us. We have the Most High and Hamashiach keeping us in the presence. That's why when we go to the drug dealers, we tell them square that if they don't repent, God is going to kill them. Now show me your deacons or your evangelists or your pastors in the hood. Oh yeah, they are there too. But they are inside a Bentley. They are inside a Cadillac, taking the money from the church. But we Israelite brothers, we are in the streets. All the camps, we are in the streets teaching the people. Where are Where are the pastors? Where are the pastors? Where are they? How come Pookie is killing Day in the neighborhood next to the church? Yet these pastors are saying nothing. Read.
Verse 27. And it came to pass at noon that Elijah mocked them and said, cry aloud, for he is a God. Either he is talking or he is pursuing.
Read.
Or he is in a journey.
So Elijah was mocking them. Read.
Or peradventure he sleepeth and must be awaked.
Read.
And they cried aloud and cut themselves after their manner with knives and lancets till the blood gushed out upon them.
Now, we all know that if these were men of God, they would have not cut themselves up, because it is against the law for us to cut our body. In the book of Leviticus 21 and Leviticus 19. When you, Proverbs 21 verse 16, when you refuse to keep God's laws, you are like a car that is driving in the middle of the night with no light. You are like a black car that is driving in the middle of the night with no light. Read.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 21, verse 16.
Yep.
The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding
Read.
Shall remain in the congregation of the dead.
When you refuse to keep God's laws, you are a dead man walking. Hence, the walking dead. The walking dead is nothing but Israelites that refuse to keep God's laws. When you choose to eat pork, you are a walking dead. When you choose to smoke weed, you are a walking dead. Read, go back to where you were. When we refuse to keep God's laws, all the curses will cleave onto us. Read.
Verse 29. And it came to pass that when midday was past, and they prophesied until the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice, that there was neither voice nor any to answer, nor any that regarded. And Elijah said unto all the people, come near unto me. And all the people came near unto him. And he repaired the altar of the Most High that was broken down. And Elijah took 12 stones, according to the number of the tribes of the sons of Jacob, unto whom the word of the Most High came, saying, Israel shall be thy name.
Israel shall be your name. Not Pookie, not Dede, not Men, not Jean, not Pierre, not Le Grand. Israel shall be your name, because God gives you this name. Read.
And with the stones, he built an altar in the name of the Most High. And he made a trench about the altar, as great as would contain 2 measures of seed. And he put the wood in order, and cut the bullock in pieces, and laid them on the wood.
So, when Elijah prayed, fire came from heaven. Read.
And said, fill 4 barrels with water, and pour it on the burnt sacrifice and on the wood. And he said, do it the second time. And they did it the second time. And he said, do it the third time. And they did it the third time. And the water ran about the altar. And he filled the trenches also with water. And it came to pass, at the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice, that Elijah the prophet came near and said, Adawan, power of Abraham, Isaac, and of Israel, let it be known this day that thou art the power in Israel.
So the Most High is showing his presence. Elijah is asking the Most High to show his presence. Read.
And that I am thy servant, and that I have done all these things at thy word.
Read.
Hear me, O Adawan. Hear me, that this people may know that thou art the Most High power.
Read.
And that thou hast turned their heart back again. Then the fire of the Most High fell and consumed the burnt sacrifice.
So fire went from heaven and burned the bullocks. Read.
And the wood, and the stones, and the dust, and licked up the water that was in the trenches. And when all the people saw it, they fell on their faces. And they said, the Most High, he is the power.
What is he?
He is the power.
So the Most High is the only power. Read.
The other one, he is the power. And Elijah said unto them, take the prophets of Baal, let not one of them escape. And they took them. And Elijah brought them down to the brook of Kishon.
What did he do to them?
And slew them there.
What did he do?
And slew them there.
So the prophets of Baal, Elijah killed them. So when we are serving idols, we refuse to keep God's laws, This is what will happen to us. God will kill us. Now in Blackistan, we don't want to serve God. We are serving idols. One more thing we do in Blackistan is that we do not know how to use money. Ecclesiastes 7 verse 12. Now today we are touching on our serving of idols and our wasting of money. We must stop wasting money. Buying a bunch of rims is nothing but wasting money. Read. Buying a bunch of purses that you don't even wear, that you don't even carry, is a waste of money. Buying a bunch of shoes that you don't even put on, you don't even wear these shoes, you don't even wear these shoes. In fact, you even forget that you have these shoes. Sisters, it is a waste of money. Read.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 12.
Read.
For wisdom is a defense.
Wisdom is a defense. Read.
And money is a defense.
What is money?
Money is a defense.
What is money?
Money is a defense.
So we can have food to eat.
Money is a defense.
So we can have drink to drink.
Money is a defense.
So we can help our brothers and sisters in need.
Money is a defense.
Money is a defense. Job that. Go to the book of Acts chapter 4. And start at verse 31. We need to stop serving idols. The idols that we are serving are nothing but our cars that we give priority over God, our houses that we give priority over God, our wives that we give priority over God, our children that we give priority over God. We must stop serving idols. We must stop wasting money. Read.
The book of Acts chapter 4 verse 31.
We must stop wasting money as well. Read.
And when they had prayed, the place was shaken.
These were the disciples. Read.
Where they were assembled together, and they were all filled with the Holy Spirit.
They are all filled with the Holy Spirit. Read.
And they spake with the word of the Most High with boldness.
With boldness. That's why we are very bold in the streets. If you are a teacher of the law, you have to be bold because you are teaching the truth. We are teaching the truth. What we are teaching is nothing but the truth. Read.
And the multitude of them that believed were of one heart and of one soul.
Read.
Neither said any of them that aught of the things which he possessed was his own. But they had all the things common. And with great power gave the apostles witness of the resurrection of the Adonai Yahushua.
Read.
And great grace was upon them all. Neither was there any among them that lacked.
Neither was there any among them that lacked. Read.
For as many as were possessors of lands sold them, and brought the prices of the things that were sold, and laid them down at the apostles' feet.
So we shared what we had together, and because of that, everybody was filled up, meaning that everybody had resources to go by. Ecclesiastes 7 verse 12 again. Today we have a guest here with us. He is going to show us, he will show us how to manage money and how to build up our credit. Read.
The book of Ecclesiastes chapter 7 verse 12. For wisdom is a defense.
Wisdom is a defense. Read.
And money is a defense. But the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it.
So money is a defense. Now Cap, go on that seat. Today we have with us Maganya Allah. Maganya Allah is a soldier in the light of Zion. He will show you how to manage your money, how to build your credit up. Maganya Allah, my brother, how do you do, brother?
Shalamah, I'm doing great.
Well, brother, you have 11 brothers and sisters that are watching you.
Okay.
What do you bring for us today, brother? What do you bring for us? What do you have in your package for us, brother?
Bag of tricks. All right, bag of tricks. Okay, great. So the main thing is what is the benefit of having a budget? Having a budget will, of course, improve your credit rating. Of course, with that, it's going to lower your stress.
Okay.
Having a budget will keep you honest, achieve your goals, and help you secure your basic needs. Food, shelter, things that needs instead of wants. You know, we all need, we all want certain things, but we need, a need is more important than a want. So that's the main reason I believe our people are in desperate need as far as of credit repairs, because they buy wants instead of needs.
Okay, now, is there a difference between want and need?
Right.
Now,
So
what is the difference?
difference is we need food.
Okay.
We may want a new car, a new Cadillac, a new BMW, a new Cadillac, etc. But those are wants.
Okay.
You can get a Toyota or a Honda much less expensive.
Okay.
But you want to be flashy and stylish. That's what gets us in debt, because now you have a higher payment than as opposed to a Honda or Toyota, more reliable car as well. So that's one of the main reasons why needs again. It could be food, shelter, a house over your head.
So a need is something that you cannot go without.
A necessity.
Of course. So a want is something that you can go without. Okay, yep, read.
Exactly.
So now, brothers and sisters, remember, we are going to open the line. Have your questions ready and ask them to Maganyala. What do you do? What do you do?
Okay. Right now, I work with I get businesses sell advertising to businesses. And in the future, I've done some credit repair in the past before as well.
Okay, so you were into repairing credits, correct?
Correct.
All right. So now we know that we are in slavery. Many of us, we don't have good credit. We have to be honest with ourselves, and oftentimes we put ourselves in those gems because we are irresponsible. Go ahead, brother.
Okay. One of the main things that we can do is track our spending.
Okay.
Knowledge is power. So arm yourself with as much knowledge as possible about where your money is going as fast as you possibly can. Okay. The second thing is to track your income that's coming in. Tracking your income will help you stay out of debt. Knowing where your money is going, where your money is flowing. You got to know this number. What's your income? And that leads to income to debt ratio. You can't have more debt than income. That's where the balances are balanced in. You don't have balance, okay?
Okay.
Thirdly, I would say have a backup plan.
Okay.
Add a layer of protection. Maybe a second job, if available, overtime at your job, or even a side business. Okay. Again, that goes into needs versus wants as well. We mentioned that already. Now, relationships. If you are in, yes.
Do you have any PowerPoint presentation for us?
I do.
Okay, yeah, go ahead with your call.
Okay.
So, it is incumbent upon us to make sure that our credit is good, correct?
Correct.
So what is the financial definition of a credit?
Financial definition of a credit? Well, a credit can be used as a negative and a positive. You can have good credit or bad credit. So sometimes having too much credit, you can think that's a sense of where you can have so much. They can say you get a credit card for $20,000 limit, but you can spend $20,000.
Okay.
So that could get you to buy something that you really can't afford. Again, that's a want.
Okay.
All right. If you have a $5,000 limit or a $3,000 limit, you're going to be a little less frugal with that money and spend a lot less. So then with that $3,000 limit that you have, you may use that to maybe for house repairs, things that are needed, car repair, etc. But when you get a bigger amount of credit, that could be a downfall to you.
Okay.
Okay. All right. The PowerPoint. Scroll down a little bit, brother. Let me show you. But I did want to get here, as I mentioned before, those are the slides there that I mentioned, that the key points: track your spending, track your income, always have a backup plan. Now, the last one there I want to talk about mainly is having an emergency fund. So right now, we know we're living in some different times right now where it's uncertainty about your income, jobs, etc. So an emergency fund, I would say try to at least save enough money to have at least 6 months in case something happened to you. You could lose your job, maybe an injury, sickness where you're not able to perform to make money. So during this process, along the way, I would say at least try to save at least 6 months of income. If you don't have that now, don't worry. We can work on obtaining 6 months of income at least. Those 6 months of income could be rent or mortgage that you may need to stay afloat.
All right.
Okay. All right.
So when you say emergency fund, so are you saying that I cannot spend money on buying rims?
No, that's
Why is that?
That's a want, not a need.
Okay.
All right. When times are getting hard, you can't take your rims and put them in the oven and eat them.
I got you right. Yeah. Okay, but you know what? Many of our sisters, they love the Gucci bags.
Gucci bag, right?
So what can you say to our sisters, brother? You are insulting our sisters now? Are you not?
Right. Well, what's the difference between a Gucci bag and a $500 bag? Well, I'm not even sure what a Gucci bag costs. Between a $30 bag and a $500 bag, other than the name.
I got
you know what I mean? You want something that's going to last, of course. We have to, buy over and over and over again. But that's speaking for right now. We're in 2020 in these perilous times. What's the reason for buying a $500, $600, or even a $100 bag right now? That could be something that could be used towards paying your credit card debt, or even food in your refrigerator, clothes, books and stuff for your children if you have kids. Children.
Well, because this is what we have to read Ecclesiastes 7, where God says money is a defense.
That's right.
So now, Maganyala, currently the unemployment rate is very high.
Correct.
So what does the U.S. government have in plan to reduce such high number?
Based on what I've read right now, I just think it's feast or famine out here. If you have a special skill set, do your best to use that to get additional money for yourself, your household income, start doing more networking. If something is more of an expense to you that's costing you money, go to somebody that you know, like an Israelite, fellow Israelite, that may give you a better deal as opposed to going to the other nations as well. So now we just have to be real, I would say, think outside the box a little bit and start using our resources more than ever now. Okay. All right. Go to the next slide. Let me see if it's something that can tie into what we're talking about. So the benefits of controlling your money. Let me get there as well. Is it another? Okay. As I mentioned before, benefits of controlling your budgeting improves your credit score, lowers your stress, keeps you honest, helps achieve your goals.
By the way, in fact, go ahead. Brothers and sisters, once Brother Maganyala is done with his presentation, we are going to open the line for you to ask questions. Because having a good credit in America can go a long way. Having a good credit can help us a lot. Read? Go ahead.
No problem. So 8, the fifth one, it helps secure your basic needs now and in the future. And I would say definitely it's not going to be an easy process, but stay motivated along the way and follow through. So I would say give it a couple of months. Of course, you're going to do that day by day, week by week. And on month 2, go back and see where you are from month 1. Hopefully there's that you made a positive influence towards your credit score, or even your bank account as well. Okay? All right, go to the next slide. Okay. Next one up. Okay, now there's a few apps here. Can you go to the PowerPoint? The word that I gave you, the word doc, real quick.
It says a credit score. What is a credit score, Brother Maganyala?
It's what they based on. They use a credit. Your credit score is based on what you're buying power as far as using it, obtaining a credit card, buying a car, getting a home, getting an apartment, buying furniture. Some of those are wants, some are needs. Of course, if you buy a new apartment, you may want to get brand new furniture, but if you can't afford it, you may have to go second hand, but you still may need a credit card for that as well.
So let's say I have a credit score of 500. Can I go and get a Bentley?
You may get a windshield wiper. Windshield wiper blades, but no, you cannot get a Bentley.
Yeah.
All right. That's the word doc. Scroll down a little bit. And you said about a $500 credit score, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So stop right there. So scroll up a little bit more. Okay, so pretty much don't spend more money than you earn. Those are one of the key things of not getting into debt. Scroll down a little bit more. I know the word doc is a little tricky there. And sometimes your friendships can be more expensive. If you know you can't afford to go out with your friends, tell them to come by your house, maybe cook a meal at their house or your house instead of going out to the restaurants. So there's a lot of things that we can help out with the credit score. So let me go into you mentioned about credit score. Sure.
Yeah. So you are saying that it is best to eat together instead of go to restaurants and buying food?
Absolutely. probably tastes better too. Right?
Yeah.
Right? Okay. All right, so go back to the PowerPoint for me. So there are a few apps. I was trying to find the Word doc where there's a certain amount of apps you can go in and find what your actual credit score is. So the first thing you want to know is what's your actual credit score.
Okay.
So if you can scroll and find where it says FICO, F-I-C-O, on the Word doc, and there's a few that they can write this down. I'll be able to send this out to anyone as well with my email address and phone number. And there's going to be a few apps that you can use to find out the FICO score, what your FICO score is, that you can download for free on your phone. Well, you know what I did? It's an actual.
Later on,
we can do that later on. Right. But first, you can do Credit Karma is pretty good, but later on I can give you some more information on other sites as well.
Okay.
Where you can go and get your credit score. So once you find out what your credit score is, it won't happen instantly for you to get a better credit score, but we can work on that as well.
Credit Karma will give you a credit score for free, correct?
For free, correct.
But they say that if you keep checking your credit score, somehow it will go down. Is that true?
No, that's only if you're looking to someone to run your credit for any particular purchase.
Okay.
But just to check on their on these apps, there's no it won't lower your score unless you're trying to buy something or have someone run your credit. They'll need your social security number for that to download the apps. Mm-hmm. They will need your social security number, but it doesn't go to a second or third party, so you will not be it will not affect your credit score.
What about annualcreditreport.com? Is this website for free too?
That one I'm not aware of. I didn't have that listed, but annualcreditreport.com.
Yeah.
That's something I can definitely look into and see if that's an actual a good site to look at.
Israel, this class is very important for us because many of us have bad credits, and because we have bad credits, there are things that we cannot afford. There are people that we cannot help. If you have a good credit, this can help you a lot. And you are able to help our people repair their credit, correct?
Yes, I can.
All right. So later on, we will put his phone number and his email address on the chat for you brothers and sisters to contact him. Because the Bible says, gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired. As you can see, in the light of Zion, we are not talking the talk. We are talking the talk, and we are walking the walk. We are not just talking. We are putting actions. Later on, once he's done, his phone number and his email address will be on the chat for you to contact him so he can help you. As you can see, we are about waking up the 12 tribes of Israel. We are here for the 12 tribes of Israel. Go ahead, my brother.
Okay. For those that have right now carrying a balance on your credit card, you can call your credit card companies and ask them to give you a lower credit, transfer it to a lower credit card or a line of credit to help pay your credit card debt. So first thing I would say do is contact your bank and find out if you qualify for a line of credit big enough to cover the expenses to pay off your credit cards right now. So the key thing is to call.
Hold on. I have to stop you. So we can call them and see how they can lower it for us?
Yep. Find out if you qualify for a line of credit.
Now, what is a line of credit?
Okay. So what it is you want a line of credit is an amount of money to help big enough to help you cover the expenses of paying off all your credit cards right now.
You mean the maximum of money that they can pretty much allow us to use? Okay, I got you.
Let's say you have five different credit cards and you're at $6,000 of let's say $2,500. All your credit cards you have a $6,000 limit, for example. And right now you owe $2,500.
Okay.
You can ask for a line of credit to pay off that $2,500.
Okay.
You may have a higher interest rate on all the credit cards combined to get to that $2,500, and you can go ahead and pay off that $2,500. But you got to call and ask and see if you're qualified for that amount right now. So double check your rate of what your credit card is right now, and what their interest rate is. So they're going to loan you money, the $2,500, but you want to make sure that amount is not more. That interest rate is not more than what you're already paying currently on your credit card.
So let's say I go ahead and get 15 credit cards. Will this be good for me or bad for me?
As long as you're staying under a certain dollar amount, debt is called debt to loan ratio, meaning you can have more debt, more money that you owe than what you have as far as credit wise. So that's when you can get with your credit card. Your credit score is being affected because you owe more than 30% of what your credit is. So I can show you some examples of that. So it's called like the 30% rule. You want to be under 30% of what you owe. So, brother, can you pull up a calculator? Or I'll show you. Give everybody an example. It's called a 30% rule.
That's what.
I'm gonna do this with an easy way here. This is a calculator. Yeah. So let's say you have, brother Captain Yak and I mentioned 16, 15 credit cards. Well, we're gonna do 3 here. All right. Let's say you have one card. It's a $500 limit. Don't put $500, but you have a $300 balance on it. So I mean, you just put $300. So you put $300. Okay. Your second card, you have a $300 limit, and you already spent $100. Okay. So now you're at $400, right? Okay. And the next card, you have a $1,000 limit, and you already spent $500. Okay. So right now, if you do the math on that, that's going to give you $900. You got the $300 for the first card, $100 for the second card, and $500 for the third card. That's $900. Okay. Now your limits were $500, $300, and $1,000. That's $1,800.
Yeah.
So what you're going to do is divide what you owe, your balance, $900, divided by $1,800. And that's going to give you, the math is easy there, that's 50%. Okay. So you're not at 30%, you're at 50%. So that they look at that as a negative. Okay. So what your goal is to do is to get under 30% debt to income ratio.
Pretty much, we must not use our credit cards for nonsense. That's pretty much it.
Right.
So have them there as something that we can use in time of need.
Right. Exactly. Now there's a way to get if you qualify, there's a way to get that lowered. You have to ask for a line of credit, as I mentioned.
Yep.
So you can ask for a little bit more money. Then that'll be versus what you owe. Now more money means more credit limit.
Yeah.
But then again, it's going to lower that debt to income ratio because now you're going to be, instead of $800, you make it. Let's say you're asking for you had $1,800 credit limit. Let's say you ask for $3,600 or $500 more.
Yep. $3,600
or $5,000 in general, then you're going to be at a different math equation. Okay. So this do 900 divided by 5,000. So now you're at 18%. You're well within 30%. Now, what you need to buy a home, or those looking for a home, they want you to be under 30%. If you're not at 30%, you will not qualify for a home loan. Okay. Now, for those that are looking to buy apartments, they want at least 620 credit score. Okay. So they really don't look into much of the debt to income ratio on the homes, on the apartments, but for homes they do. Okay. All right. So that pretty much covers as far as how to help yourself out if you want to get more credit to lower the debt to income ratio. That'll help you when you buy a car. They'll look at that as well, that you have lower debt. You may even get a zero interest rate. You may go from paying $150 to $200 a month as opposed to $600-700 for a car. When you have that good credit there as well.
All right.
Okay.
So, brothers and sisters, we are going to open the line. Frank is on. Have your questions ready. We are going to answer your questions concerning money management and how to repair your credit. How to repair your credit and money management. Right now, a good credit will go further. Skills on how to manage money will go further. Will do a lot for us. Because in the school system, they don't teach us how to manage money. The Bible says money is a defense. We will be right back. French is on.
You're used to the smoke, ain't you? You're used to it?
That's why Judah wasn't in the temple. You see that?
Yeah.
Just smoked out.
Can I get that water? Yeah. It was killing me, man.
That's the Holy Spirit, brother.
I sang along. That's me, that's me, that's me, that's me, that's me. Always got my friends on with my Z. That's me, that's me, that's me, that's me. Cause I never leave home without my friends on. Yeah, never leave home without my friends on. And book of numbers 15 and 38 is shown. I'm supposed to wear them all throughout a generation. When you got them on, you set apart from these other nations. Gotta let your light shine, let them know it's on. When the 1/3 awaken, we'll be going home. Got on my friends with my Z's and they hanging long. When I run into my Aksyon, they hollering shalom. So I never leave home without my friends on. If I go and hit the mall, I got my friends on. Even if I'm going to a ball, I got my friends on. With the border blue ribbon and the all white linen on. I don't feel right if I ain't got them on. Like a pair of shoes, there's no excuse to leave them home. So you never catch me out without my friends on. Cause we the church, got them on my garment and on every shirt. Yeah, never leave home without my friends on. Never leave home without my friends on. Woo! Never leave home without my friends on. Never leave home without them. I sing along. That's me, that's me, that's me, that's me, that's me. Always got my friends on. That's me, that's me, that's me, that's me. Cause I never leave home without my friends on.
Yeah, my fringes, I be rocking, I be stomping, never stopping, Millie rocking. Why you acting out of pocket? Why you gotta do that? Keep commandments easy peasy, it ain't greedy. Keep it flowing like some gravy, do the work. I ain't lazy. Keep commandments, understanding, never slacking. You'll never ever catch me with the eyes. Always giving my praises to Holy Father Abba. Catch me in the streets with my fringes on. Yeah.
Never leave home without my friends on. Never leave home without my friends on. Never leave home without my friends on. Never leave home without them. I sing along. That's me, that's me, that's me, that's me, that's me. Always got my friends on with my Z. That's me, that's me, that's me, that's me. Cause I never leave home without my friends on. Yeah.
Never leave home without my fringes. You won't never catch me lacking cause I'm always representing. Got fake Jews all up in they feelings. Yeah, I see you staring at me. I suggest you mind your business on. Never let swine touch my lips. So if you eat pork, baby, you can never kiss them. Only fools say how it don't exist. Man, this word like a sword, spit your soul from your spirit. You ain't keeping all the laws, don't you hit my phone. I ain't Rodney King, I don't wanna get along. I done told the slave master I ain't working on the Sabbath. With soul Frenches all up on my uniform. Cry loud, spare not wisdom with the knowledge. I can't sugarcoat it for you, I ain't Willy Wonka. Drip so hard, baby, this that holy water. And it's Kwame Yasharala till we hit the coffin. Ooh.
Never leave home without my friends on. Never leave home without my friends on. Never leave home without my friends on. Never leave home without them. I sing along. That's me, that's me, that's me, that's me, that's me. Always got my friends on with my Z. That's me, that's me, that's me, that's me. Cause I never leave home without my friends on. Yeah. Give them something they could dance to. Give them something they can dance to. Remember, never leave home without your friends is on. Yeah. Abanawa Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shabaraka Thumb. Kwame Yasharala. Give them something they could dance to. Never leave home without my friends is on. Never leave home without my friends is on. Never leave home without my friends is on. Never leave home without them. I sing along. That's me.
The line is open. Now is the time for us to call and ask Brother Maganyala any question you have concerning money management and concerning how to build your credit up and how to repair your credit. The brother is knowledgeable in this area, in these areas, such as money management, building up credits, and repairing credits. Now the line is open. The number to call is 526-5299. Brothers and sisters, the number to call is 954-526-5299. The brother is here. He is going to answer your questions concerning how to build up your credit, how to repair your credit, and how to manage money. As you already know, in Israel, we do not know how to manage money. Money management is not a skill that they teach us in school. So the brother is here. Now the phone line is open. The number to call is 954-526-5299. We are ready to answer your questions concerning money management and concerning building up and repairing credits. We are ready. 954-526-5299. Cap, give me the book of Job, chapter 42. Now we are going to see a rich man in the Bible, a brother who knew how to manage his resources. After his sickness, the Most High gave him double of what he had.
42 and 12?
Yeah. Let's see how rich Brother Job was.
The book of Job, chapter 42, verse 12. So the Most High blessed the latter end of Job more than his beginnings.
So God gave him more than what he had. Read.
For he had 14,000 sheep and 6,000 camels.
Read.
And 1,000 yoke of oxen and 1,000 donkeys. He had also 7 sons and 3 daughters. And he called the name of the first Jemimah.
Yep.
And the name of the second Keziah.
Yep.
And the third Karen Hapuk.
You mean Jemimah?
Jemimah, yeah, Khan.
Read.
And verse 15. In all the land where no woman found so fair as the daughters of Job.
So sister, if your name is Jemimah, that's good. Because Job's daughters were more beautiful than all the daughters in that area at that time. So God blessed Job more. God gave him more substances than what he had.
You want to continue?
That's it. Keep reading. Okay. Remember, the line is open. Brother Magdanyahala is here to help us manage our money, building up our credit, and repairing our credit. Read.
Verse 16. After this lived Job 140 years and saw his sons and his sons' sons, even 4 generations. So Job died being old and full of days.
So he saw his great children. Yep. Yeah, Brother Magdanyahala, you had some more stuff?
Yeah, tell them I'm gonna send them. Someone had a question referencing about the Credit Karma.
Okay.
There are about 6 or 7 more apps that they can use. Instead of Credit Karma, it's a phone call. Okay.
Shalom, welcome to Life or Death. What is your name and what location are you calling us from?
Shalom. I called here before. My name is changing the state of the Elohim.
I'm sorry, my brother. Sorry, brother. Can you hear us? More volume, brother.
Yes, I can. Tom.
Yeah, brother. Go ahead.
Yes, my name is Saint of the Elohim.
Okay, brother.
And I'm from St. Petersburg, Florida. And I'm just calling ask
that's a brother from Friday.
What if my woman, she's kind of bucking up against being an Israelite? She wants to learn about and get close to the Most High. But she wants to do it in her way. She doesn't really, want to wear a hair wrap and dress all the time. How can I get her to understand, the way that we should live?
All right, give me the book of Jude, chapter 1, verse 20. My brother, you have to understand first, you have to build yourself up first. You have to build up yourself first.
Right.
Meaning, and guess what? And as you are building up yourself, you will be an example for her. Understand? Now you cannot force anything on her. Let's see what God says. Read Jude 1 verse 20.
It's the book of Jude, chapter 1 verse 20. But ye beloved, building up yourself on your most holy faith.
So now my brother, build yourself up first. You are new, build yourself up first. Go slow with her.
Okay.
Now, as you are going slow with her, show her that she has to wear a head wrap. Because, brother, you know, it is not easy, especially in this queendom. So, brother, now, this is like your course now. Go slower on her, and while you are building up yourself, and guess what? Through your examples, through your change, she will see some things. And little by little, God may open her eyes to see. But for now, brother, do not try to force anything on her for now.
Okay.
Because I know you pretty much, you just come into the truth, correct?
Am I what?
You just come into the truth, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, brother. So it is a step-by-step process.
Okay.
Yeah. So my brother, so pretty much, do you have any question for the brother concerning how to build up your credit, how to manage your money? Yeah, brother. You know, also, brother, you know, the way you behave with money will also show her that you are a different person. Because in the old days, we used to buy rams, spend money foolishly. Now, with your change, she will see that you don't spend money the way you used to spend money.
Yes.
So, my brother, pretty much, what do you have for the brother right now?
Hello?
Yeah, brother, go ahead. We are listening. Yeah, go ahead, brother. Go ahead. You have the floor.
Oh, what do I have for those?
Yeah, for our guest. You know, our guest is here. He is here to show us how to manage money. Are you a good manager of money? How do you manage money, brother?
Yes, well, basically, you know, put everything in perspective. Don't spend it on frivolous things or try to buy shoes. Put your money into things like that you know that are going to be fruitful for the upcoming days.
Of course, brother, yep.
You know, don't worry about how you look. You know, just the Lord has put the spirit on you to accumulate money and save it in the right points in time. But you have to be willing in your spirit to do so.
Brother, don't worry. Brother, the statement, don't worry about how you look, meaning that we are not going to go over the top, but we have to look good, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so pretty much we will do things within our means.
Yes.
Yeah, brother, yeah?
Exactly.
Yeah, brothers, because the Bible says money is a defense. In fact, read it again, Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 12. Because the Bible says money is a defense.
But knowledge is offense.
Of course. So guess what? When you have the knowledge, you will be able to spend that. You will be able to manage that money very well.
Kahaan.
Yeah. Ecclesiastes 7, verse 12. Right after Proverbs, just before Song of Solomon. Yep.
7 verse 12?
Yeah, 7 verse 12.
All right, this is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 12. For wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense.
And money is a defense. My brother, in this time of COVID-19, that is the best time for us, brother, to manage our money in a very good way.
Yes.
Yeah, brother. Well, brother, listen, brother, you know, did you call Captain Kadash last Saturday?
Did I what?
Did you call Captain Kadash?
No, I haven't yet.
Yeah, but you know, every Saturday they hold service in Lehigh Acres.
Lehigh Acres, yeah, that's about an hour and 45 minutes from where I'm at.
Okay. Yeah, but I know you cannot make that trip all every Saturday, but at least if you can go one Friday, one Saturday, go and visit the brothers.
Yes.
Yeah, brother. Yep.
Yeah, do the best I can. Yes,
yeah, brother. That's good, brother. My brother, listen, brother. Go slow with the wife, and as you are progressing in this truth, the Most High will open doors, and she will see the transformation in you, and she will follow suit, brother.
Yes. Yes, Kahaan.
My brother, thank you for your call, brother. Enjoy your night. Have a good one.
You too, brother. Shalom, the water.
Shalom, brother. Be safe. Shalom. The line is still open. The number to call is 526-5299. Brother Maganyala, go ahead, brother.
Okay. The original email I sent you without the PowerPoint, without the WordPad, has different apps on there. If you're going to show them, then they can write some of it down. A couple of the apps.
So the topic that we are discussing now is how to manage your money, how to build up your credit, and how to repair your credit.
So just go to the top and I'll just read them and they can write them down. Like Credit Karma is one of them. There's one called Money Manager. Your Score, there's Credit Karma there. TransUnion, Experian, Credit Sesame, Credit.com. A lot of people use CreditWise or CreditWiz. So that's pretty much the top ones, and those are the ones that generally give you your FICO, F-I-C-O score, and that's generally what they base your credit on.
Okay.
A lot of the other cards, apps don't give the accurate FICO score. So you're going to get differences in what you see. So if you go to, let's say, 3 different apps, get your credit score, kind of like weigh, average, times 3, and then the average amount and see what your credit score may be. You know what I mean? If you got 600, 650, 700, add them all up, divided by 3, and that kind of give you an average. No one's really 100% accurate, okay? All right.
So, brother, let's say a young brother is 20 or a young sister is 20, and they want to build up their credit. What is the best and easy way for them to start building up their credit?
Okay, go to the PowerPoint, and I'll go generally now, usually at age 18, your credit score, that's when you start getting a credit score, and it starts you off at 618.
618?
618. So from 618, you're going to either go up or you're going to go down. It's unfortunate. So, and a lot of these kids, children in general, when they get out of school, they offer credit cards with a certain limit on it, and that 618 can turn to 500 real quickly by them buying things that they don't need, especially if they're not being monitored with their cards. Okay. It's going to go to a point where keep going down. Should be some points where 618 will show your credit score is there right there. So right there you see an excellent credit score is 750 to 880, good, 700 to 748, fair, 640 to 699, and bad credit. Pretty much 300 to 639, or 639. Okay. All right. So your question, Captain, was what can they do?
So how can they start building up their credit?
Right. So go down a little bit more. You should get to where it says department stores, like different ways to build credit. You have like secured department store credit cards. Those are the main ones you can use. Best Buy, Macy's, Kohl's for different credit cards. Just to start. Okay. Okay. Now, let me give you this is something I can actually put in an email for those. I'll give you my email address right now. If that's okay with you, Cap?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So it's my last name. We'll type it in the like a WordPad form. There's certain credit cards for those that are starting out, and certain credit cards for those that have not sufficient good credit to try to rebuild your credit back. Okay. So it's Singletary, SINGLETARY, @966 gmail.com. Singletary 966. Okay. And I'll give them my phone number as well. It's 954-825-1187.
Give me Zephaniah 2 verse 1. So brothers and sisters, as you can see, we are walking the walk and we are talking the talk. Meaning, we don't only go out to teach our people. We have brothers and sisters that are available to help you building up your credit and repairing your credit. He will teach you how to get a secured credit card. Read.
So the book is Zephaniah chapter 2 verse 1. Gather yourselves together.
No, separate yourselves.
Gather yourselves together.
Stay only on one side. Say, I do me, I and myself.
Gather yourselves together.
So the Most High commands us to gather ourselves together. Read.
Yea, gather together. O nation not desired.
We are the nation not desired. So now is the time for us to get together and see what we can do for ourselves together. And having a good credit is a good thing. We can start by building up our credit. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Okay. I wanted to go piggyback onto what I was mentioning about if you want to get a line of credit from your credit card company. As I mentioned, you contact your bank, find out if you qualify for a line of credit. Big enough to cover the expenses right now for your credit cards.
Okay.
Double check the rate of interest that you're paying and what they may charge you if you're approved. If approved, pay out those credit cards right away, and don't run up a credit card balance again once you get out of debt.
Okay.
And if you can't trust yourself, I would recommend calling them to cancel the card or even cutting the cards up. Okay. Now, if you can't get a line of credit from your bank, look for a competitor's card on offers with lower interest rates. So see if they will match that. And one phone call could actually save you some money actually by doing that. So if you can't get a line of credit, call some competitor credit cards and see if they can get you a lower interest rate and see if they will match that at least. And one phone call can actually save you some money as well. Okay. Now, if your current credit card company refuses to match your interest rates, then you can apply for better credit cards and transfer your balance over to a new lower rate. Then just all you have to do is just cancel the old card, double check first, see if there's a charge for transferring the balance over. I'm speaking from experiences with my wife, my rib, and I've done this in the past before. So only you transfer over your balance if it's going to offset by what you're saving as well. So if there's a big charge for transferring the assets over, your money over, don't take the credit card because now you wind up paying more. Okay. All right. So I can go over that in further detail if you guys call me or email me as well. And also keep an eye out for cards that have a 0% interest rate as well. For the first few months, some cards have 0 interest rate for the first 3, 6, or 9 months, or sometimes up to a year as well. Okay.
Brothers and sisters, the line is still open. If you have any question concerning money management, if you have any question concerning money management,
Shalamah, this is April.
Shalamah, most high Christ bless.
Shalamah, how you doing, sis?
I'm good, brother. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you.
All right, hold on. Sis,
do you guys have a class in Arkansas, like a camp?
All right. So it's pretty much for now. We do not have any class yet, but later on, if it is God's will through Christ, we may have a camp in Arkansas.
Okay.
Yep. Yes. So, do you have any question concerning money management for the expert?
I really don't.
All right.
Honestly, I really don't. I thought maybe if you have things on your credit that are outstanding to pay them off.
Well, sister, pretty much this is what we are about. Pretty much, we are trying to see how we can help our brothers and sisters as much as we can.
Okay.
Yep, sis. Yep. Right. Well, sis, keep following us, and you never know. Sooner or later, we may have LOZ in Arkansas.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, sis. Shalom. Have a good night, my sister.
Shalom.
All right, sis. Yeah, brothers and sisters, the line is still open. The number to call is 954-526-5299. So we are here to answer the questions concerning money management, how to build up your credit, and how to repay your credit. We will open the line for 15 more minutes so you can ask the expert questions concerning these issues. Go ahead.
Yeah, and for those that have issues about maybe in delinquency or having contact with a credit card company because you're owing money that you don't have, The first thing I would recommend is just calling the issuer credit card company. They'll be actually glad to hear from you and see what you're going to actually work out. And you may have accumulated some interest over the months or maybe even years that you haven't paid them. But maybe you can get that knocked off just by giving them a call and working out some type of installment payments as well. It will take a little bit to get your credit back up. But at least you put your foot in the right direction to do that. So just don't sit and thinking that that your credit score is going to go up by you not even calling them. So just take a chance and tell them, offhand, before you even call, let them know what you can pay, what you can afford on a monthly basis. They are going to ask you why you weren't making the payments, and just tell them you maybe lost a job, you were kind of scared to call, etc. Whatever the case may be, just tell them the Most High will bless you once you make that phone call. And make sure again that you can tell them exactly what you want, that you can pay. Don't overextend yourself by making an agreement and not being able to keep that agreement because you wind up going back to square one again, not being able to make the payments on the credit card that you made an agreement with. All right?
So as you know, part of taking an Israelite stand is know how to manage our money. The line is still open. The number to call is 954-526-5299. But I'm going to take 15 more minutes and then go over what you have, and then Kabi will take over once Matanyala is done.
Okay. If you just want to go over the slides, I'll just start from some of the credit cards that are good. It's going to be right after. Let's start with how to raise your credit score. No, that's it right there. All right. So first thing you can do is find out when your issuer reports your payment history, first, 15th, 30th of the month. That way you know if you have a grace period, and find out during that grace period if they're charging you, if they're going to lower your score by not paying when you're supposed to pay it. So your payment's due on the 1st, and you know you can't make that payment on the 1st, change it maybe to the 15th or the 30th of the month. Now, if you are going to be a few days late, find out if there's going to be a charge for that, or hit on your credit score for not paying on that one particular day that is due on. Okay. Now the second one, it says pay down strategically. Again, that goes back into finding out when your credit card score, when your card is due, and if you are going to be hit with a credit delinquency by not paying right on time. I don't believe that's the case, but you need to find out because every credit card is different. If you have a little extra money, you can pay twice a month. All right, and then I did go over raise your credit limits as well, so you can get over the under the 30% as well. So that's what the raise your credit limits, and mix it up is pretty much. If you can't pay down twice a month, that's okay. That's pretty much mixing up. If you can't afford it every so often, that's fine. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Is the question?
Mix it up. Is that, let's say I have $100 to pay? Is it along the lines of paying $50 the first week and then $50 the next, or the $50 the following week?
Right. Right. So if you can't pay twice a month, that's fine. So that's only if you can. If you can make that additional payment, they recognize that. Of course, that's what they're going to do is lower your balance. Of course, if you're paying more, and then they'll recognize that and give you extra few points on your credit score if you're doing that as well. Okay. All right. Now, again, about asking for a credit increase, that's important as well. I mentioned I did the math before, which is very extremely important to get out. If you're looking to buy a home, you want to be under that 30%. They really want 28% or less, but the 30 is what they're looking for as well. So gather all your credit cards, all your balances, your limits, add both those up and do the division and see exactly where you are. Because they will not approve you for a home if you're not under 30%. Okay. 620 again is for apartments. One of the slides have it if you have, I know 800 is a big score. You may not want to pay $150, $200 a month payment on cars. This is excellent. You want to buy furniture for a year, not have to pay anything, which is good if you need new furniture. So all that's beneficial as well. I was trying to see what else I can cover with you. Now there are cards. Go down a little bit further, brother. There's some cards called secured credit cards. All right. Now this one here it's not a traditional credit card. You may have to put $200 deposit on that. Right, that's your money. That's your money. You'll pay. You'll have $200. It's kind of like it's your bank account. Okay, so that $200 you wind up buying. What I would say with that is go to maybe a store and buy a pair of socks, maybe a T-shirt, a polo shirt, etc. for the women, maybe a blouse, etc. And pay that off. If it's $15, $20 a month, pay that off right away. So now you have $180 balance, right? And just go ahead and pay that off. And what that will do over time will increase your credit score by doing it that way, okay?
So when you do this, you are building up your credit.
Building your credit, right.
So once pretty much after how many years will they reimburse? Will they give you back those $200?
Well, it's up to you as long as you keep it. If you cancel the card, it's fine. But I mean, it's basically when you get your credit score back up, you really won't need it anymore.
Okay.
But I would hold on to it. As long as you need it, sort of speak.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good question.
Would you recommend, let's say, though the secured credit cards, the department store cards? Would you recommend, let's say, right now I only have one credit card, applying for Kohl's, Best Buy, and getting diversifying more of my credit? I guess now since there's not too much of a diversification, it's just one sort of source of payment.
Right. So I would I wouldn't overexert as far as getting too many cards, but 3 or 4 cards is good if you managing it well and keeping it under that 30% where you're not spending too much, and then you're constantly paying on time. That's why I said if your bill is due on the 1st, 15th or 30th, for example, only pay it off. Maybe sometimes you can pay it off before that, the 1st or the 15th or the 30th as well. Okay, so they like timely payments. When they look at it, they're looking at timely payments. So when you're going to buy a home, they want to make sure you can pay car, etc., rental properties, etc., all that as well. So that's all beneficial as well. So what else can I cover with you guys here? So they even have what they call starter cards. If you can scroll down a little bit to starter cards.
So one mother says, what about medical debt? Meaning that we have medical bills.
I believe you can fight those. Sometimes they don't show up on your credit report. I've done that. I mean, I'll be transparent here in the past before. I don't know anything about it. You do what you want to do, and they wind up getting off my card, off my account.
He says he has. What about collections?
Okay, there's a slide on there for collections. That way you can take a look at it. It's above the ladder one. While he's looking at it, I'll go ahead and go over it. So now a collection doesn't necessarily pay in a collection. Is he asking about paying?
Yeah, pretty much.
Or yes, he has one in general, a collection.
When bill collectors call you saying that you have this on your pretty much on you, that you owe this, you owe a company. So pretty much bill collectors. Pretty much. How do we deal with them, and what about the medical bills?
Okay. Now the medical bills, you can just dispute that if you want. Go to one of the apps, or just say I don't know anything about it, or negotiate a lower payment. My knowledge is they don't really show up on credit reports much, but if you constantly see it, you may have to either dispute it or find out they just tell them you don't have it and make some kind of payments if you want it off your
Shalom, welcome to Life or Death. Where are you calling from, and what is your name, my brother or sister?
Shalom.
Shalom, my brother.
Fort Pierce, Florida.
Hey, my brother, how do you do?
Doing good, how are you?
Doing fine, brother, doing fine. Do you have any question for Brother Maganyahala?
Yes.
Yeah, brother, go ahead.
A while back,
Mm-hmm.
years and years ago,
Yeah.
I was dealing around with the stuff people was trying to get me to do, like this type of fraud thing, and they had me go to a bank, do all this stuff inside the bank, and I ended up messing up my name with the bank.
Okay.
When I messed up my name with the bank, I basically messed up my name with all the rest of the banks.
Okay.
So I don't have no way to even open the bank account. Do I have to work that out first with the banks before I even try to get started with my credit?
I'm trying to understand exactly what happened. So it ruined your credit, of course, right?
I'm sorry?
Did it ruin your credit, or you just can't? Did it ruin your credit plus you can't open an account at banks? Is that correct, or is it one or the other?
I think it's just, I don't think it had anything to do with my credit, but I just can't open an account at any bank.
All right. So what I would recommend is writing like a goodwill letter explaining to, maybe writing a letter to the banks. Call each bank that you trying to get an account with, and writing a letter explaining exactly what happened. That it was no fault of yours. You know what I mean? So explain exactly your situation, what happened, and how you got into that situation, and see if that could work. It's called like a goodwill letter.
Yeah. So
first thing is, let's say for example, it's Bank of America. Find out, call somebody first. Find out where you can mail. Explain them the situation first, that you're being denied in the account at the bank, and what can I do further to explain my situation, because it's affecting, how it's affecting you, let them know it's affecting you. And then the ultimate goal is to get the department address and send that letter to yourself to explain what happened. Unless you want to go there in person, but sometimes I was always like put everything in writing so they can see that. And once you do that, I would say just pray to the Most High about the situation. You know what I'm saying? I mean, does that make sense a little bit?
Yeah.
So, what do you think if he writes a goodwill letter to several banks?
Yeah.
So that if one bank doesn't respond, at least the other ones, he may see what is going on with them. Like one to Bank of America, one to pretty much to Chase, one to pretty much to PNC. All the banks that are pretty much in his surroundings.
Right. So I would answer to that. I wouldn't open up Pandora's box if it doesn't need to be opened.
I got you.
So have you checked all the banks in the area? Made an attempt to each one that you, local banks, etc. Or just a couple of banks that you were targeting to get an account with? Yeah, I was asking the question. How many banks were you trying to get with to open an account with that denied you?
I think I tried 2 other than the bank that it happened at. So yeah.
Can you tell me the banks if you don't mind? It's like the major banks like Bank of America, PNC. Who else is that?
I tried to get it with Wells Fargo.
Right.
I think it happened at Bank of America, and I think I tried to open up an account at was it another bank? I'm not sure.
Okay.
Maybe it was actually only Bank of America and Wells Fargo. After that Bank of America, I tried to get an account at Wells Fargo, and Wells Fargo wouldn't let me get an account because of what happened at Bank of America.
Okay. So here's what I would do. Like if you can Google, I get an example of a goodwill letter to write. Kind of give you an idea of how to format it.
What do you think, Maganyala, if he calls you after?
Yeah,
brother. Take Brother Maganyala's phone number, and you can call him and go there. He will go in depth with you with that issue.
Okay, Toa.
Yeah, his phone number is 954-825-1187.
Okay.
Yeah, 954-825-1187, and then he will be able to coach you on how to write the letter and see how you can get this situation resolved.
Okay.
Because I know if you don't have a bank account, there will be no way for you to get direct deposit made on from your job.
Yeah, I'll take time.
Yeah. Yeah, brother. So, brother, thank you for calling, brother. Listen, you know, it is a family affair. So give the brother a call.
Okay,
and see how you can resolve that issue, brother, because a checking account in this kingdom can help you a lot.
Yeah.
Yep. Because your plantation can use it to make the direct deposit for you. Yep. All right, brother. Thank you for calling, brother. Be safe. Have a good night, my brother.
Shalom, brother.
Shalom.
Yeah, Maganyala, another question. Can they get the copy of this presentation?
Yeah, this my email again was at
put it
on one more time, and I can send it to them.
So if you want the copy of the presentation, the brother can send it to you via email. Understand that at the Light of Zion, we walk the walk, we talk the talk. We have the copy of the presentation, we will send it to you. You can call the brother, asking him questions concerning money management, how to build up your credit, and how to repair your credit. Brother Maganyala, take 5 more minutes and then get ready to take over.
Okay. If anybody have any issues with collections, like I said, if you just going to go ahead and pay it, for example, it's not necessarily going to, they're not going to improve your credit score by doing that. So I would say write a letter to the collector for like a written agreement for them to get you out of collections.
Yeah.
And of course, this is going to be beneficial for you, for them to help you get your credit score back. So don't go ahead and pay off a collection first without calling the person that has you in collections first, because you may even be able to negotiate a lower price as well. So if you're looking to get out of credit, get out of collections, call them first before you make a payment. Maybe you can negotiate a lower price as well, and get back whatever you can get from them in writing. Don't take a verbal yes, we're going to help you out, we'll take this amount from you, we'll help your credit score. Get it in writing before you get it, before you pay. Get it in writing first before you pay them a nickel. All right.
So, brothers and sisters, as you hear, brothers and sisters, before you pay any money, talk to the bill collectors first. Don't just send money like this, like that. The Bible says, in fact, give me Proverbs 4 verse 7. We have to be smart. Now is not the time for now is not the time for us to play. Now is the time for us to be smart, to know how to manage our money, how to build up our credit, and how to repair it. Today is a new day. Go ahead, soldier. Proverbs 4 verse 7. Proverbs 4 verse 7.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 4, verse 7. Wisdom is the principal thing.
Wisdom is the principal thing. Read.
Therefore, get wisdom.
How to manage your money.
And with all thy getting, get understanding.
So you have to know how to manage your money, how to build up your credit, and how to repair your credit. There is a way out of the issues that you are facing. So, Brother Maganyala, what is your phone number again, brother?
It's area code 954-825-1187.
So before I let you go, brother, what about all the when you are watching TV at night, they say you can get this card like Net Zero, pretty much. I know they say they can use them to make direct deposit for you. Those cards.
Yeah, there's one that I thought about getting. It was called Chime, CHIME.
Yeah. Those also those banks like that.
I am not once I got it, I wasn't a fan. I felt like, no, I don't think I'm going to do it. I don't like putting my money to a company that's kind of like that's new, so to speak.
All right.
So I was a little hesitant about doing it. I would do some thorough research on it, which I did with Chime. But my spirit said, no, I'm not giving them $200 to start this up with. So I'm not sure how reputable they are. With the way the economy now is going, they can go out of business and then your money's gone. I mean, there's other ways to get. And this is mainly for. If you were mentioning this is for a bank account or just depositing money.
Yeah, like Chimes pretty much. So it is better to deal with a physical bank.
I like a physical bank because I say if something happened, you can possibly walk in there. But I don't. I think Chime is these other companies like online only.
Yep.
So you're taking that risk. Because you can't go throughout the World Wide Web to get your money.
I got you. You're right. Yep. Yep.
So I mean, you're taking a chance. So you can go put, check out a few of them. The one I looked the best was Chime, but then again I went in and did the process. Got the car, but after you get the car, you got to make the deposit. So I was hesitant about it, and my spirit led me not to do it, so I didn't do it. You know what I mean? But if it's a little bit of $100 or $200 you can afford to lose, take a risk at it. I'm not going to stop you from doing that, but I felt like I didn't want to do it. I didn't need to do it, but I wanted a little extra. It just felt like it was a good thing to do. And I saw it on the ad, so I went ahead and did the process. But I mean, it's something new.
So your idea is stay away from online banking.
Online banking, yeah, that kind of online banking, yeah. That's different too.
So brothers and sisters, we have 5 more minutes to go with Brother Maganyala. You have any question, Akon? So remember, a good credit is a good thing in this kingdom. So if your credit score is low, find a way. The elder is here. He can help you raise your credit score. He can help you build up your credit. He can also help you with building your credit. Now is the time for us to walk the walk and talk the talk. At the Light of Zion, we are about this. We are about helping our people. If you want to know how to manage money, call Brother Maganyala. If you want to know how to build up your credit and how to repay your credit, call him again. He will be able to help you. The phone line is still open. The number to call is 954-526-5299. The code. Okay, yeah. So stay away from them. The elder says anything that is online concerning a prepaid credit card, stay away from them. Deal with a physical bank. At least you know when something happens, you can walk into the bank. Be careful with your money. Don't just send your money to anybody. Brother Maganyala, any closing statement?
Yeah, for those that want to build a credit, as I mentioned, the first thing you need to do is just make the phone call to find out if you qualify.
Okay.
And if you do get the loan, take that as a blessing and don't go back into debt again.
Okay.
And especially if you're looking to buy a home, car, etc., or even start a business, and look at all that. So just make sure if you get that line of credit, that you be advantageous with it. You use it to your advantage and not your disadvantage as well. For those that are in debt, just make sure that just call your credit card company or your collector and see if we can negotiate a lower payoff. And again, get that in writing first before you pay anything, before you make any money as well. So I look at it as like being the word I always like using is being active or reactive. Most people, unfortunately, they react to a situation, and that's what gets them in trouble. But acting upon getting your credit fixed is a positive thing. Getting the delinquency bill in the mail is a reaction, and throwing it in the garbage can. That's you reacting to a bill, and it's not going to go away. So act upon it. Call these credit card companies up. Call these collectors if you have any, and just find out what you guys can do. If you can't, make sure you can negotiate what you can pay, and if they're going to help you out with the credit before you send any money again, just make sure you get that in writing as well.
So the trooper says currently he is using Aspiration Bank. So far, he has no issues with them. What do you think?
Sure.
Aspiration Bank.
That's
an online bank.
I don't know anything about that one. There's so many popping up because they're all in competition with each other. But can you ask him how long he's been with us?
Yeah, but the trooper, how long have you been with this online bank?
So you use it? Is that what you're saying? Oh, you do? Okay.
So I've been using the online banks. Barzal Matazawad, he was recommending Aspirations, and I've been using Simple. The main reason I chose it was because of the APY. So this one is about 10 times more than what Bank of America or Chase would give you. They would give you 0.003%. And this is actually giving you, it actually started at 2.2% if you had a certain amount above like 5,000 in your bank account or in your savings. And it because of recently, it's decreased down from 2.2 to 1.1%. But it's been so far reliable.
Okay. And that was called Simple.
So yeah, so the trooper has been with that bank for at least a year. Yeah. So was Maganyala any add-on?
Yeah, and also if you don't have time to call, you can put my email address back up there as well, and I'll definitely reach back out.
Yeah, brothers and sisters, the number to call Brother Maganyala concerning money management concerning questions about money. If you have any questions about money management, how to build up your credit and how to repay your credit, you know who to call. His name is Soldier Maganyala. He is a member of the Light of Zion. His phone number is 954-825-1187. His email address also is on the chat. If you want to call him in private, call him, and he will be able, in the Most High through Mashiach, lead you on how to manage your money well, how to build up your credit, and how to repay your credit. Brother Maganyala, thank you very much for stopping by today. It was a pleasure. We learned a lot because many of us don't even know what a credit score is. So, brother, I'm very happy, brother, for enlightening us on how to manage our money. And the brother, he may call you because that letter of a goodwill, I never heard of a goodwill letter to a bank.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, brother, thank you very much for stopping by, brother. I really appreciate that. Thanks a lot. And brothers and sisters, the show will go on. You can call the brother. The phone number to call him is 954-825-1187. He will be able to answer your questions concerning money management, line of credit, how to build up your credit, and how to repay your credit. What?
I think he just said something after that.
Okay, all aspiration charges 1% for. Okay. Yeah. Interest? Okay, so interest, okay, yeah. Alright. Well, so you guys have been balling, making a lot of money. Alright, brothers, the show will go on. The Brother Maganyala will be able to answer your questions in private. You can call him whenever you want to. Brother Maganyala, thank you very much for stopping by, brother. I really appreciate that, brother. Abana wa Yahawa, Bahashem, Hamashiach Shabakatha. Thank you very much, brother, for stopping by. I really appreciate that. Thank you, brother. Yeah, the money man.
Money man.
This is Brother Maganyala. He can help you manage your money, how to build up your credit, and also how to repay your credit. The show will go on. As you already know, we are against Blackistan by taking an Israelite stand. We are taking an Israelite stand against Blackistan.
That's a question from Mazamor, I think.
We are taking an Israelite stand against Blackistan.
Trooper, with that going up, we just had a personal message.
Okay, alright. So, yeah, but Trooper, you can call him. His phone number is 954-825-1187. Call Elder Maganyala. Call the soldier at this number so you can talk to him privately. He will be able to answer your questions too.
The shekel man.
Yeah.
He's a soldier in Vero Beach.
Yeah, brother. So, as you already know, at the Light of Zion, we are about the truth. Go ahead, Cap. Take over.
All praises be to the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We got our brother. Maganya Allah gave us a lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge and understanding on how to increase our finances, how to manage our finances. Because we do in this society, they try to do everything possible to keep our people down. They try their best to keep a lot of knowledge and wisdom that we need to uplift ourselves and better ourselves in society to themselves. You know, that's why our enemies always have an edge on us. So in these last days, the Most High is pouring out a lot of wisdom on our people. He's bringing out a lot of talents so we could use one another and rely on one another instead of the nations. So let's get Lamentations chapter 4, verse 5. I want to open up with that. Because a lot of our people in the world, like the captain was bringing out, I believe you call it Blackistan. At one point, as a nation, we understood how to do trade, how to work with money, how to increase our money, how to make $1 out of 15 cents. We had that wisdom. But now we embrace dunghills. Now we embrace things that's of no value unto us. Now, go ahead and read.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 4 and verse 5. Right. They that did feed delicately are desolate.
They are what?
Are desolate.
They are desolate because at one point we used to have generational wealth. We used to have land. We used to have so much things to pass on to the next generation. Read.
In the streets.
In the streets, read.
They that were brought up in scarlet.
Because we were brought up in scarlet. We didn't have to worry about what we were going to eat today. When you have a whole 2, 3, 4 acres of land that's for yourself, you have plenty resources. You have food. You have ways to make clothes. You have so much that you need. Read.
Embrace dunghills.
We embrace dunghills. Now we want to be Negroes in America. Now we Blackistan, like the captain's bringing out. We don't want to stand up and be Israelites no more. Because we fail to understand that the law, statute, commandments of the Most High is only for our betterment. In the laws, there's economics in the laws. The Most High gives us laws to govern our money. So it's only for our betterment and not for our hurt. But our people embrace dunghills. Go ahead.
Verse 6. For the punishment of the iniquity of the daughter of my people is greater than the punishment of the sin of Sodom.
Because our punishment is greater than the sins of Sodom. Because when we look at in the scriptures, what happened to ancient Sodom? It was burned with thermonuclear fire. It was burned. The Most High said our transgression is worse. We're living worse. Read.
That was overthrown as in a moment, and no head stayed on her.
And it was overthrown in a moment. The reason why we're living like this is because we forgot the Most High. We forgot the Most High. It's not like the black community don't have money. It's not as if the Hispanic community don't have money. We have money. We have resources. We refuse to manage it according to the Most High's will, according to the law, statute, commandments. We lack wisdom. Give me Psalms 147 and 19. We continue rejecting the law, statute, commandments like it's hurting us. The law, statute, commandments is for us. If only we would leave the Negro and be the Hebrews again, we'll see what the laws could do for us as a nation. Read.
The book of Psalm, chapter 147, verse 19.
Right.
He showeth his word unto Jacob.
He showeth his words unto Jacob. This Bible is the keys to get us out of this captivity. Read.
His statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
His statutes and his judgments unto the children of Israel. Read.
He hath not dealt so with any nation.
Right.
And as for his judgments, they have not known them.
They have not known them. In ancient times, it was a blessing when you was the one that was lending. And you was the one that was giving out, and you didn't have to ask. According to the scriptures, we could lend usury on the other nations.
Yep.
That's according to scriptures. This is economics. If your brother borrows $1 from you, you only give him, he only got to pay you back $1. But if Donald Trump want to borrow $20 from you, you could charge him $150. That's good in the eyes of the Most High. But we refuse to come back to the Most High. We continue rejecting them. This is why the Most High, it took away our leaders from us. He took away all the mighty men from us. Because why? We refuse to submit ourselves to the Most High. Give me Isaiah 3:1. Until we come back to the Most High, nothing we do will work. Nothing will prosper for us. Nothing. A lot of our leaders are for our hurt. They steal our money. We put our trust in the church by the glaze and they steal your money every Sunday. Read.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 3, verse 1. For, behold, the Most High, the power of hosts, thus take away from Jerusalem and from Judah the stay and the staff, the whole stay of bread, and the whole stay of water.
Right.
The mighty men and the men of war, the judge and the prophet, and the prudent, and the ancient, the captain of 50, and the honorable men, and the counselor, and the cunning artificer, and the eloquent orator. And I will give children to be the princes.
Right? The Most High say he will make children be our princes. You have little Day and TT, but it's really the nations. They're spiritually children. Because why we turn our backs against the Most High? Nothing we do will prosper for us. Nothing. Nothing will prosper for us. If our leaders are not obeying the commandments of the Most High, they're only going to last for so long. Give me Acts 5 and 35. Acts 5 and 35. Let's go into the scriptures and see what happened in the scriptures. Unless the house is built on the Most High, it's not going to last.
The book of Acts chapter 5 and verse 35.
Right.
And said unto them, ye men of Israel,
right,
take heed to yourselves,
right,
what ye intend to do as touching these men.
Touching these men, read.
For before these days was up Theudas, boasting himself to be somebody.
Right. A lot of these men, a lot of these so-called black and Hispanic leaders, they boast themselves of being something. They put themselves in the forefront, but they don't obey the commandments of the Most High. Read.
Boasting himself to be somebody,
right,
to whom a number of men,
right,
about 400,
right,
joined themselves,
right,
who was slain.
He had followers. 400 men. That's a multitude. But what happened in the end? They were slain. Read.
And all, as many as obeyed him, were scattered.
They were scattered. Once this figurehead was put to death, everybody went in disarray. Read.
And brought to none.
And brought to none. Read.
After this man was of Judas of Galilee,
right,
in the days of the taxing.
Now this became another leader, another figurehead for our people. Read.
And drew away much people after him.
He had a great following. Read.
He also perished.
He perished. He caught a bullet. Read.
And all, even as many as obeyed him,
right,
were dispersed.
And were dispersed. Read.
And now I say unto you, refrain from these men.
Refrain from these men. In these last days, the Most High is raising up real leaders in Israel. He's raising up shepherds to guide the sheep. We're your servants from the light of Zion. We're here to guide you and give you this wisdom. It was powerful. The brother took time out of his own life to feed you with the keys, give you understanding of how to run your finances. Information like this, you're gonna have to pay Esau $500 before you give it to you. Esau gonna blow up the moon 7 times before he give you this wisdom.
Go on.
Read.
Refrain from these men,
right,
and let them alone.
Right.
For if this counsel or this work be of men,
if it be of men, read,
it will come to naught.
It's gonna come to naught. Read.
But if it be of the Most High,
if it be of the Most High,
ye cannot overthrow it.
It can't be overthrown. Right now, when you come into this truth, now you're fixing your. You're done buying Jordans every other week.
Gone.
Right, and you don't even have a mattress in your own home. You're done buying rims, and now you're taking care of your child, because this word forces you to mature. It forces you to think before you do something. That's what this word brings into your life. Controlling your finances it's a powerful thing when you're able to do that. A lot of us struggle with that. That's why we have brothers who have that spirit on them that's got to guide us. Right? Give me Jeremiah 2 and 32. Jeremiah 2 and 32. These things that we see in the hood is because our people forsaken the Most High. At the end of the day, the missing formula, the X in the equation, is our people reject the Most High.
If I may ask something, in the so-called, I don't call it black community because, like Malcolm X said, to have a community, you have to be in charge of the real estate, you have to be in charge of the school district, you have to be in charge of the businesses, and you are also to be in charge of the politics in the area. That's why we cannot call ourselves, we cannot say we have a black community. I would say in the black spots, the dollar only circulates for 6 hours. That's it. Whereas among our Hispanic brothers, it can stay there for a couple of days. But among the other nations, it stays there for almost 1 month before it leaves their community.
Yeah, Amalek. Yeah.
And understand that because of hatred we have one for another. We don't even deal with one another. The book of Jeremiah chapter 2 and verse 32.
Right.
Can a maid forget her ornaments, or a bride her attire?
Right.
Yet my people have forgotten me,
Right.
days without number.
The Most High used a comparison. Can somebody forget to put a shirt on today? Could you forget to put on your pants before you step outside? But the Most High said his people had forgotten him days, years, months. They went a dispensation of time without considering the Most High. When we don't consider the Most High, we fail. We're the only people that the Most High know upon this earth, and he's going to hold us accountable for everything that we do. That's why when we're in these black spots, like the captain was saying when he corrected me, these black spots, we're just a shaking of the head because we don't know how to govern ourselves no more. The law, statute, commandments help us govern ourselves. Can you give me Psalms 44:14?
The book of Psalm chapter 44 and verse 14.
Right.
Thou makest a reproach to our neighbors,
Right.
a scorn and a derision to them
Right.
that are round about us.
We become a scorn and a derision amongst those that are around us. Now when the nations look at us, we're just niggas. We're just blacks. We're just immigrants. But in reality, we founded plenty of the most powerful civilizations under the sun. The greatest civilization under the sun was governed by our people, by our forefathers. The nation of Israel. When we was in the west coast of Africa, the Benin empires, Congo, right? We controlled many powerful governments in the west coast of Africa, even our brothers in the Western Hemisphere before the conquistadors came. We knew how to govern ourselves. We lost that wisdom, knowledge, understanding because we became too complacent with America. Continue.
14, verse 15, my confusion, I will verse 14 again.
Okay.
Verse 14, thou makest us a byword among the heathen,
Right.
and a shaking of the head among the people.
Right.
My confusion is continually before me, and the shame of my face hath covered me.
The shame of our face has covered us. Because why we sin. Scriptures tell you when you sin, that's your shame. That's nothing to be proud of. But our people continue sinning day in and day out. We become shameless in the eyes of the Most High. Until we come back to the laws of the Most High is going to continue blowing on our money. We're going to continue being poor and financial issues. We're not going to have no stability financially until we come back to the Most High. Because a lot of our people, like I said before, they have money, but they don't know how to invest it. They don't know how to make it work for them and not against them. Right? Give me Revelation 3:17. Let's see what Yahushua says. Because a lot of times when we go out and teach our people, they tell us boldly, nigga, I got money. And then they whip out they wrinkled up ones, quarters, pennies, nickels, and then they curse at us and keep it pushing. But they don't know. They should be owning businesses, being CEOs, having empires, land, resources, gold, silver. Read.
The book of Revelation chapter 3 verse 17. Because thou sayest, I am rich.
A lot of our people say they're rich. Read.
And increased with goods.
Right.
And have need of nothing.
A lot of our people say they have need of nothing. They already made it. Read.
And knowest not thou art wretched and miserable.
They don't know that they're wretched and they're miserable. Because why? We don't have this earth under our control. Read.
And poor and blind.
And poor and blind. Read.
And naked.
And naked. The Most High, through His Spirit of Yahushua, said we're naked. This whole earth belonged unto us. This whole earth. But we're getting the worst of the worst. Because we refuse to repent. Read.
Verse 18. I counsel thee to buy of me gold tried in fire.
Yahushua say, I'm challenging you right now to bring me gold tried in the fire. Read.
That thou mayest be rich.
That thou mayest be rich, right?
And white raiment.
Right.
That thou mayest be clothed.
Right.
That the shame of thy nakedness do not appear.
He's trying to challenge you to bring a fine gold that's tried through the fire. This is metaphors. You're the gold. The fire is this affliction, this captivity. Repenting and coming back. That's what he needs you to bring back to him. So your shame could disappear. So you could be clothed with right raiment and be presentable in the eyes of the Most High. Read.
And anoint thine eyes with eye salve, that thou mayest see.
That thou mayest see, because our people's blind. They have eyes that can see and ears that don't hear. We'll continue rebelling against the Most High. Until we come back, everything that we're doing in society is vain. When you're dead and gone, your child's going to do vanity as well. We need to come back to the Most High as a nation. We need to repent and come back. And that's why us, your servants at the light of Zion, we're raising up you brothers in these last days. We're raising up our sisters in these last days. We're raising up the children in these last days. That's why the Most High put in the spirit of these elders to build the Mashra Yasha'Allah. We have brothers throughout the four corners of this earth doing this work, giving the true wisdom back onto our people. Because the Most High have more prepared for us in the kingdom of heaven. But we need to come back and keep the commandments of the Most High. Give me 1 Corinthians 2 and 4.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 4. And my speech,
Select, verse 9.
Verse 9. But as it is written, I have not seen
the things that the Most High have prepared for us to come. Because a lot of you, I know a lot of our brothers and sisters, you're tired of suffering. You're tired of having to pay bills, and you're trying to keeping the laws of the Most High. But the Most High promises, your eye have not seen, read,
nor ear heard,
nor your ears have heard. You can't even fathom this, read.
Neither have entered into the heart of men.
Neither can you fathom this, read.
The things,
the what?
The things,
the things, read,
which the Most High have prepared for them,
right,
that love Him.
That love Him. Imagine you waking up in the morning, you have a $1.2 million direct deposit going into your bank account. Imagine when somebody asks you, "Are you going to work today?" and you actually going to the beach on your laptop, drinking some mimosas with your brothers, with your sisters, and that's what you're doing for work today. Imagine that, waking up in front of the Sea of Galilee, drinking wine, and you get to see Esau driving to work, and he's miserable, and you better clock in because he's gonna get fired. Imagine that. Until we come back to the Most High, these things are not going to become a reality. We need to repent. We need to do better as a nation of Israel. There's many brothers and sisters who have talent in the nation. We need to use these talents to come together, separate from the nations, bring the resources amongst ourselves. Give me Habakkuk 1 verse 5. After that, I'll let you get the forecast. Let me get Habakkuk 1 verse 5. It's high time for us to come back as a nation. America is going to be destroyed. Believe it or not, this country is going to be a Great Depression again. There's not going to be no jobs soon enough. Donald Trump is known for causing companies to bankrupt, if I'm correct, right, Karen? Donald Trump is well known for that.
He's a
good businessman.
He's a good businessman.
Well, you got to think about it. Why is America giving you all this money? They're just pouring out money now. Pouring out money. Where was all this money when we needed reparations? Where is all this money for all the poor that's in the streets of America? Now, out of nowhere, they're just pouring out money like it's water. Because the white man knows this country is sinking. There's no more money to bring into this corporation no more, known as USA, under Satan's authority. We need to start refraining ourselves in this, start assimilating to this country and assimilate to these laws, statutes, commandments. Read.
The book of Habakkuk chapter 1 verse 5.
Right.
Behold, ye among the heathen,
right,
and with God, and wonder marvelously,
right,
for I will work a work in your days.
He says he's going to do something wonderful in our days, read.
Which you will not believe,
right,
though it be told you.
The Most High say, even if he told you what he had prepared for us, we wouldn't believe it. We would not believe it. You know, we can't say much more about it. If either you want the kingdom or you don't at this point. But learning how to control your money, that's powerful. Teaching your children that's powerful, because we weren't taught that. Most likely you weren't taught that by your parents. We pray that you use the brother's number, use the brother's email, use the resources we have in Yasha Allah, and separate from Chuck and Sally, because they have no value to us. Cap, you got the floor.
Yep, Yasha Allah. As you can see, we are against Blackistan. In Blackistan, they condone violence. Leviticus 19 verse 17. In Blackistan, killing another brother is nothing but a song. Read.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor, and suffer not sin upon him. Okay.
Read it again.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
So God says we're not to hate one another. And as you can see, this is something that we do all the time. We kill one another. In fact, it is for us, this is like a dessert, killing another brother. Read.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor, and not suffer sin upon him.
We should not allow our brothers and sisters to sin. Where is the love of the brother? Many of us will say, well, we love one another. Where is the love when we are killing one another? Where is the love? And these things, we uphold them in Blackistan. That's why we have songs that says, kill that Nigger. Give me Jeremiah 5, verse 25 and 26. Let's see what God says, because we must stop killing one another. Let's see what God, who is a so-called black man like us, say. In fact, if we know that God looks like us, why are we killing one another? Read.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 5, verse 25. Your iniquities have turned away these things, and your sins have withholden good things from you.
So because we are in sin, good things cannot come to us. Read.
For among my people are found wicked men.
What does God say?
For among my people are found wicked men.
What is Pookie?
Wicked men.
What is Day?
Wicked men.
What is Men?
Wicked men.
So God says our people are wicked. Our men are wicked. Our brothers and sisters are wicked. That's why we go into where they are to tell them, to commit them to stop smoking, to stop dealing drugs, to start taking care of their children, to stop sleeping around. Read.
They lie wait, as he that setteth snares. They set a trap, they catch men. As a cage is full of birds, so are their houses full of deceit. Therefore, they are become great and waxen rich.
So the other nations, that's how they are. They become rich. And many of you brothers, you fit this loop because many of you, what you do, you are killing a brother over a spot to sell drugs. We must stop these things. As Israelites at the light of Zion, we take a stand against Blackistan. Blackistan is no good. In Blackistan, you can smoke weed. In Blackistan, you can deal drugs. You can sleep around. But once you take an Israelite stand, you are going to stand for the word of God. Give me the book of 2nd Esdras. 2nd Esdras chapter 2 and verse 42 all the way to 48. Let's see what Ezra saw. Because we have to come back to God's laws. We must come back to the laws of God. The line is still open, brothers and sisters. If you have any question, call. As you can see, we are against Blackistan. Blackistan is nothing but black dysfunction. Blackistan is nothing but black dysfunction. Read.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 2, verse 42. I, Ezra, saw upon the Mount Zion a great people, whom I could not number. And they all praised thou the one with songs. And in the midst of them, there was a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest. And upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly. So I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? And he answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing.
Those that live sin, read.
And put on the immortal.
And start keeping God's laws, read.
And have confessed the name of the Most High.
They keep God's laws. They do what God commands them to do, read.
Now are they crowned and receive palms.
So they are there to receive rewards from the Most High. Now, Trooper, go to this website. Go to this one. Coney Island shooting. Let's see how one brother was able to gun down more brothers. This is why when the so-called white man kills us, there is no need for us to go to say Black Lives Matter. No. This is why we take a stand against black on black crime. Yeah, this one, yep. Go ahead.
Charges for the suspect.
Whoa.
Spruill is following this story for us tonight. Larry, the chief, has a lot to say about this.
A lot indeed, Kimberly. As a matter of fact, he called that suspect a coward, and he says what happened here at this Coney Island behind me is a tragic situation. Now, he had a lot more to say than that. Take a listen.
Another cowardly criminal.
That's really the nicest thing Chief James Craig can say about a man who shot and...
There is no love. Where is the love of brotherhood? In fact, prepare Sarah 25 for me. Few things that I love. Now, you see, this is why, you see, you brothers and sisters, you brothers that are online, always have something to say. Brothers, you need to repent and now put your foot out, hit the streets so you can stop this senseless killing. This is a senseless killing. Play for us, Trooper.
Killed 3 people inside this Coney Island.
So
the video
inside
is
a
too graphic to show.
One lunatic kills 3 brothers. So now, where is the black media? How come I don't see this on the black media? That's why I have no respect for the black media. But when one so-called white officer kills one brother, now everybody, oh, march, march, march. No, that's the best time for us to march. Because black on black crime kills, in fact, abortion kills more brothers than black on black crime. Play for us of it, Trooper.
In its entirety, but it paints the terrible picture of the shooting inside A. Eagles Coney Island on Dexter Avenue near Joy Road. Police sources confirmed to me the suspect is 25 years old. He shot 4 men between the ages of 20 and 34 Sunday night. 3 of them shot inside the restaurant. The 4th one shot in the parking lot. Police say 3 victims died and the other one is in critical condition. But when we asked Chief Craig why did this happen,
I wish I could tell you. We've been really poring over this. We've watched the video several times. There was very little conversation between the suspect and one of the victims. We don't know if there was agitation. We don't know if the victim said something that enraged. But ultimately, he shot and killed 3 people.
I'll give you this. A video McDonald's customer hit in face with blender. Now, remember, we are at the Light of Zion. We will call out brothers and sisters because we are raising up a nation in the Most High through Mashiach. Now you see, brothers was killing other brothers. Let's see another video. Now, this one, the second one. Now take your time to see. You see, because you don't. Give me Proverbs 21 verse 16 again. Verse 16 again. Let's see what, yeah, this one. You are going to see something. I thought we put up, hey fam, or I am with my family, or we are having a barbecue. Let's see if there was love there. Proverbs 21 verse 16.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 21, verse 16. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead.
This is what happened to us. When we refuse to keep God's laws, the life of another brother or another sister will have no value for us. Play for us, Trooper.
Yeah. I wanted to get some Happy Meals and some cheeseburgers, and that was a very unhappy day for me.
Brittany Price's injuries remind her of this day anytime she looks in the mirror. It was September 22nd. A quick stop through the drive-thru at the McDonald's on Coleraine Avenue near Ronald Reagan Highway ended inside with food she says wasn't right, flying at a manager, and a blender hitting her in the face, shattering her cheekbone and breaking her nose.
I've had surgery. I've had a lot of doctor's appointments.
Follow up, hard mornings, hard afternoons.
The video shows Brittany come inside the restaurant with what she says was a messed up order. She's waiting and waiting for it to be fixed with 4 children in the car. She even refills their drinks to kill time. As she waits, other customers come and go.
Yes, I mean, I wasn't the only one that got frustrated. You know, watching the video, we see a lot of people that see me and her talking, trying to resolve the issue, and they're like, I'm not dealing with this. You know, they just left. They didn't.
Just put WJBF next to it. No, WJBF. Scroll down. Yeah, this one. 22 minutes.
The Dove Men Plus.
I wanted to get some Happy Meals and some cheese. I wanted to get some Happy Meals and some cheeseburgers, and that was a very unhappy day for me.
Brittany Price's injuries remind her of this day anytime she looks in the mirror. It was September 22nd. A quick stop through the drive-thru at the McDonald's on Coleraine Avenue near Ronald Reagan Highway ended inside with food she says wasn't right flying at a manager and a blender hitting her in the face, shattering her cheekbone and breaking her nose.
I've had surgery. I've had a lot of doctor's appointments to follow up. Hard mornings, hard afternoons.
The video shows Brittany come inside the restaurant with what customers come and go.
Yes, I mean, I would see me and her talking, trying to resolve the issue, and they're like, I'm not dealing with this. You know, they just left. They didn't even place their order.
The time code shows after waiting about 23 minutes, Brittany goes to the car to grab the rest of her order to ask for a refund.
Then it's like you're directly ignoring me. So what choice do I have? I don't have to put up with this, so I went and got the food. I want my money back. And that's kind of where
now observe.
The video shows about 25 minutes after.
We'll get a better one. Both of them are at fault. Because when you go to these wherever our people are, they have no respect one for another. We have no respect one for another. That's why God is putting that spirit of hatred among us. God puts that spirit of hatred among us because we don't want to keep his laws. Let's get a better one.
A Mickey D's customer set a messed up order and some crappy customers.
Stop it. So now, guess what? You have to understand. Whenever there is an action, you are to expect a reaction. She was disrespectful. She threw the food at the other sister. Let's see what response she got. What response she got.
A Mickey D's customer set a messed up order and some crappy customer service led to
her. You see, look, she just took your blender and hit her with the blender.
She forgot to mention that on her interview.
Food fight at McDonald's.
In fact, hold that. 2 Corinthians 13 verse 1. In the mouth of 2 of the witnesses. Now, she never said that she threw the food at the manager. Because we don't want to keep God's laws, that's why these bad things are happening to us. These things make us look bad. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 19, verse 15.
Read.
One witness shall not rise up against a man for any iniquity.
So she said that she was hit, but she never said what she did. What she did that provoked the manager to hit her with the blender. Read.
Or for any sin. And any sin that he sinned at the mouth of 2 witnesses or at the mouth of 3 witnesses shall the matter be established.
So we are able to establish the matter. We are able to get to see what is going on with the video that we have in front of us. And this video, if you check more videos, you will see the same thing. Play for us, Trooper.
Coleraine Township last month. According to WLWT, last month on September 22nd, customer Brittany Price stopped at the Golden Arches near Ronald Reagan Highway and went through the drive-thru to get some Happy Meals and cheeseburgers. Apparently, Price's order was wrong, so she came into the store and waited for a crazy long time for her order to get fixed. Video obtained by WLWT shows Price calmly waiting for about 23 minutes before she finally gives up and then goes back to the car to get the rest of her order so she can get a refund. When Price gets to get her money back, she ends up getting in a verbal altercation with the manager. Price then had the bright idea to just chuck the food to the manager. That's when the manager introduced the idea to just chuck a verbal altercation with the manager. Price then had the bright idea to just chuck the food directly back at the manager. That's when the manager introduces.
Now, stop it. She says the bright idea. Because when the other nations, they take pleasure in our nonsense, we cannot blame them for that. Because we open ourselves for them to make fun of us. Play a trooper.
Price's face to the McBlender. The blender is seen ricocheting off her face, knocking her to the ground. Price
the blender hits her in the face. Now you know that your face is your passport. Your face is your passport. Play.
Tries to get back up right away, but that didn't work out too well. She then proceeds to throw more food in the direction of the employees. The angry woman did leave the McDonald's with something though, a shattered cheekbone and a busted nose. According to the prosecutor's office, no criminal charges have been filed in the case. Note to self, when you're trying to get a refund, maybe try not to throw a childish temper tantrum.
That's it. So you see, these things make us look bad. Black men are out of order. Our sisters are out of order. That's why that's why it is incumbent upon us to come back to God's laws. Because when we are not with God's laws, we are acting less. In fact, good beasts have more order than us.
Can I add on to what you said?
Yeah, go ahead,
I just wanted to add on with Proverbs 8 verse 4. That's why when you look at when you look at the Torah, or when you look at, for example, history books, accounts with our people like Josephus, he said something very interesting. A lot of times with the government of the children of Israel, it was always men that led the people. That's why you see that right now the Most High is raising up the men right now so that they could get everything back in order. Because in this society, it's the white man, it's the other nations, and the Israelite woman. And then it's the man under the dog. Right now, the Most High is raising up you brothers so we could get back together, get in order, and then get everybody else in order. Get everything under the earth back in order under the Most High. That's why it's imperative you brothers stop playing with the Most High, stop being Hebrew Israelites, and repent and keep the commandments.
Proverbs chapter 8 verse 4. Unto you, O men, I call, and my voice is to the sons of men.
And the voice is called unto the sons of men. If the sister really had a husband, he would have been the one to come out and go deal with that situation so she didn't get hit with a blender. Because you could tell this sister didn't have a husband the way she was conducting herself.
Yeah.
She didn't have a husband that was keeping the commandments. Because she forgot to mention she threw the Big Mac at the sister, yep. And then when she get hit with the blender, now she's playing the victim.
Yep. So brothers and sisters, you see, this is what happened that's what happens when we don't want to keep God's laws. Even good beasts have more order than us. That's why when the church people are saying that the laws are done away with, we should go at them for that. We should go against them. We should tell them, no, the laws are still standing. Play for us, brother.
Tantrum.
So now, if they make fun of us, we cannot say they do something wrong. They should be making fun of us. Now, if we go on, put a 14-year-old pregnant girl.
Oh, hell no.
No, back up there. I'm pull it up. Yeah, pull up more, yep. Yep. This one. No, the one on top of it. The one on top of that, this one that says, yeah.
I think I'm ready now. Alrighty. So, this is my story on getting pregnant at 12. Yes, 12. I wasn't no little thought or none out here, y'all. I'm telling you, just hear me out, okay? How do I want to start this story? I'm coming out with all names, legals and shit. First of all, my son's name is Philip. We gonna start it out there, okay? So I met him at this church. It was like a real ghetto church. I'm so sorry. It was this ghetto church that all the little black ass ghetto kids went to. I mean, it was even some white ghetto kids. But then
Now, in the church, read, play what?
Oh, let me just black people, okay? So that's where all the ghetto folks went for church. And they had like a bus that came and picked up the kids on different sides of town. And everybody loved that church. So everybody went there basically. Pretty sure I'm the only one who met my baby daddy there. Anyways, so I met him at this church one day. I was just sitting in a chair in the bus seat by myself, and he came and sat next to me.
Now, that's one. Now, get this one instead. She was pregnant at 12. Let's get another one. On the Maury show, I was 13 and pregnant with 2 possible baby daddies.
Damn.
Now, these young sisters are pregnant at 12, 13, correct? They don't even have the age to be married. Those boys and those girls, they are not even able to even drive. Yet the system allows them to have sexual intercourse. Play for us, brother.
16-year-old Maya and her mom Kaya to the Maury Show. Everybody welcomes 16-year-old.
You always see one thing: mothers and daughters. Where is the father? We take at Village of Zion. We take a stand against these things because we are here for the rebuilding of the Israelite nation. Play for us, True.
Maya and her mom Kaya to the Maury Show. Believe it or not, we have to talk about Maya when she was 13. And she and her boyfriend at the time, Tristan, had just broken up. So feeling rejected, Maya went to a party and slept with another classmate. Now, soon after that, Maya and Kaya were shocked to find out that Maya was pregnant with their daughter, Liani. Look at her, how cute she is. But today, Maya believes Tristan is Liani's father, but Tristan and his mom, Tracy, flat out deny this claim. You all were first loves, right?
Yeah.
Were you surprised that she went with another guy?
Yeah, I was surprised she went with another guy, Maury. I mean, that's my FL. We've been rocking with each other.
19? In fact, maybe before that, he was maybe 17.
Oh, right.
It says 2-year-old, correct? Mm-hmm. So if she is 2 years old, that means she was pregnant either around 16 or 17. While he was 16 or 17. Now, this is what we are. This is what we are dealing with. You Kibbutz, you internet Israelites. That's the issue. These are the issues we are dealing with in the nation of Israel. We are dealing with in the nation of Israel. Play for us, Trooper.
To kind of add on to that. So if he was 16 or 15, he would be starting off in high school. He's dealing with someone that's in middle school.
So they are two minors.
Yeah, I don't even know how they interacted.
Well, guess what? But the system allows them to have sexual intercourse. While they cannot even marry one another.
Together for ever. Like, she's all I ever known. Like, we talked about getting married. We talked about having our first kid together. We talked about everything. And then you're gonna stab me in the back, break up with me, and go sleep with another dude?
And was she kind of back and forth about who the father was?
Yeah, she's always been back and forth because she don't know.
And I told you that, Tristan. When we was on the phone,
if you would have listened to me, when I told you not to go to the party, then we wouldn't even be here.
I was 13 years old. I didn't belong to nobody. I was 13.
First of all, Kaya, while you talking about I don't be there, well, who's the one that took her from Michigan in the first place?
I did.
Stop it. You see? This is read.
Lamentations chapter 4 verse 3. Even the sea monsters draw the breast. They give suck to the young ones. The daughter of my people is become cruel, like the ostriches in the wilderness.
So they don't even care. They just procreate with anybody they see. Brothers do that, sisters do that. That's the problem. These are the problems we are dealing with in the nation of Israel. That's why we have no time to badmouth all the brothers that are teaching God's laws. Play for us, Trooper.
A better life for my children. At the end of the day,
you see, she was the one advising her to go to the party.
That's her mother.
That's the mother, really?
Listen to you. I was 13 years old. I didn't belong to nobody. I was 13. I didn't belong to nobody.
Talking about I don't be there. Well, who's the one that took her from Michigan in the first place?
I did. For a better life for my children. At the end of the day, I'm coming out. I take care of her and beyond. So at the end of the day,
when this DNA test come back positive, I'm her daddy. Now watch
you better get on a plane and do some work. Put in that work, buddy. Put in that work.
Now listen, these people I have nothing against them. They should laugh at us because we are foolish. Read, play.
When it comes to 2-year-old Leonie, Tristan, you are not.
You know what, man? I'm done with you, man. You promised me. You promised me we was gonna have our first child together. You know, I don't even care. No, you can stay here. I'm gone. I'm done with you.
Maya.
You know, and a lot of times, you know, a lot of our sisters believe they don't need a husband, right? If the father was there, that wouldn't happen. She wouldn't embarrass herself. The mother wouldn't be speaking this foolish rhetoric on national TV. This is why you sisters need to humble down, take an Advil and ibuprofen, and get a husband and cement yourself. Because this is just hurting our people, our nation.
Don't say pretty much not people. A man of God.
Yes, exactly. Come.
Because we have wicked brothers in Israel too.
Come.
See, all this is what we have to come. That's why we have to come back to God's laws. Things like that, we should be ashamed when we see them, because this is not our people. Lamentations chapter 4 verse 1. That's what God says. Lamentations 4 verse 1.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 1. How is the gold become dim?
We used to be gold. We used to look pretty in the eyes of God. Read.
How is the most fine gold changed? The stones of the sanctuary are poured out in the top of every street. The precious sons of Zion, comparable to fine gold. How are they esteemed as earthen pitchers?
So that means now we are nothing now. We used to be esteemed. We used to be above all people. But now look at us. Now look at us. We must be ashamed of ourselves. Play for us, Trooper.
Tristan.
Okay, maybe it was another possibility. But I'm going to tell you this. I'm here for you and trust me. Tristan.
If you all want to, if you want to come back, we'll be glad to have you come back. All right? Tristan. Tristan. I know you were hoping for this, okay? But let me tell you something. You're very young. You have a great life in front of you. You're going to be fine. You'll have a family, and it'll be the right one, okay?
No, Morty. She is my family.
The little girl?
Her, Maya, Kaya, even Kaya. They're all my family. They're all I've ever known.
Well then, as a young person, you've got to get over some things. You got to get, and they're natural emotions to have. Trust me, son. You're young. You got a good life ahead. We all have these great emotions when we're young.
Maury, you just don't understand.
I probably don't.
No, I know you don't. I know you don't. I look that girl. I look that little girl in her eyes every day.
Oh, look at this guy. Look at this.
There's a lot of work to do with these two young people. They got in a situation that you didn't want them to get into, but now they're in it, and you gotta help. Welcome everyone to my official YouTube channel,
So now, this is why the title of the topic today is Blackistan or Israelite stand. That's what we do in Blackistan. Sleeping around, smoking, doing drugs, have baby mamas everywhere, have baby daddies everywhere. That's what we do. But at the Light of Zion, we are against Blackistan. We are taking an Israelite stand. Now, what will you do now? The phone line is still open. You have 5 minutes to call. The number to call is 954-526-5299. We are ready to take your call. What will you do? Are you going to stay in Blackistan, or are you going to take a stand, an Israelite stand? Romans 10 verse 14.
You got another video, Cap?
No, that's it. That's it.
You're killing me with these videos, man.
That's it, buddy. That's it. Now the ball is in your court. Are you going to stay in Blackistan, or are you going to take an Israelite stand? Read.
The book of Romans, chapter 10, verse 14. Verse 14. How then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed?
So we never believed in God. We never believed in the Most High. We believe in Caesar Borgia. Read.
How shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard? How shall they hear without a preacher?
So that's why we are out here teaching our people. Read.
How shall they preach except they be sent?
So the Most High sends us through HaMashiach. Romans 10 verse 30, Hebrews 10:39. I'll scroll down, Trooper. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for watching. As you already know, we are your servants from the Light of Zion. The name of this radio show is Life or Death. If we keep God's laws, we will have life. If we refuse to keep God's laws, we will be dead. Read.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 39. For we are not of them who draw back unto perdition, but of them that believe to the saving of the souls.
The saving of the soul of brother or sister Shania Diamond.
To the saving of the soul.
Of brother Willie McCoy.
To the saving of the soul.
Of brother Soja Maganyahala.
To the saving of the soul.
Of sister Yashankia Yasharala.
To the saving of the soul.
Of Trooper Barazal Matazawad.
To the saving of the soul.
Of sister Lola.
To the saving of the soul.
Of sister Moria Israel.
To the saving of the soul.
Of brother Israel Watchman News.
To the saving of the soul.
Of brother Radad Goyem.
To the saving of the soul.
Of the nation of Israel.
To the saving of the soul.
Of Trooper Tazalak Loya.
To the saving of the soul.
Of the nation of Israel.
To the saving of the soul.
Of brother Young Dopey.
To the saving of the soul.
Yes, Israel, as you know, we are your servants. Thank you for watching the show. Psalm 67. The title that we discussed today was Blackistan or Israelite Stand. Earlier we had Brother Maganyala. He was on site teaching us how to manage our money, how to build up our credit, and how to repair our credit. To call him, you can dial 954-825-1187. You can call him. He will be able to help you build up your credit and repair your credit. Go ahead, God.
The book of Psalms, chapter 67, verse 1. Yahweh be merciful unto us.
Hallelujah.
And bless us.
Hallelujah.
And cause his face to shine upon us.
Hallelujah.
Salah.
Hallelujah.
That thy way may be known upon the earth.
Hallelujah.
Thy saving help among all nations.
Hallelujah.
Let the people praise thee, O Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
Let all the people praise thee.
Hallelujah.
Or let the nations be glad and sing for joy.
Hallelujah.
For thou shalt judge the people righteously.
Hallelujah.
And govern the nations upon the earth.
Hallelujah.
Salah.
Hallelujah.
Let the people praise thee, O Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
Let all the people praise thee.
Hallelujah.
Then shall the earth yield her increase.
Hallelujah.
And Yahweh, even our power, shall bless us.
Hallelujah.
Yahweh shall bless us.
Hallelujah.
And all the ends of the earth shall fear him.
Hallelujah.
Ba'ashem, Amashiach Yahushai, the water, the miyad,
Amen. Holy, 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 holy Father, we thank you for your good word to us this night. Please, Most High, keep us safe. Please, Most High, send HaMashiach to keep us safe during this week. Those of our brothers and sisters that are sick, please heal them. Captain Bayaf, Officer Lion Paul, Elder Palapawas, Captain Yawaitaza, Sister Kitsa, and all of those that we and those that we don't know. Please, Most High, all of them that are sick in the nation, please heal them. Please make them whole again. Those that are outside the truth, bring them into the fold so they can be part of the fold, Most High. Please, Most High, send Hamashiach to encamp around us, to keep us safe. Please, Most High, make us hear this word to repent so that you can send Hamashiach to deliver us and bring us out of this captivity.